Join us in the chat room. Join us in the chat room. You see us talking here, that's for the talk, 'cause now we're planning ahead for the streets. Mike in the night room. Oh, Mike in the night room. We do we like this. We do we like this. Oh no. Mike, don't worry about a thing. Voice of the Commonwealth, don't you worry about a thing. Around the back, we'll keep on talking. Mike will be the one to do the talking. Down here on Peasant Street, city of all broken dreams. Mike's still on the air. We do we like this. We do we like this. We do we like this. Oh no no. Mike in the night live stream. Mike in the night. Mike in the night. What is it you want from me? And do they steal our dreams so easily? Don't you worry about a thing. No, 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 no. Won't let you worry about a thing. It's alright to feel, even though it's do or die, that we can make it work.
Oh yeah.
Even though the circumstances hard, if we try, oh baby, even though it's do or die,
We can make it work.
we should make it work. We should make this work. Oh, is it right to feel, baby?
Today is Monday, December the 29th, 2025. And I bid you all good morning, good evening, and good night, wherever you're watching this transmission. Whether you're watching us from your condo in the sky, or your camper or cabin in the woods, or relaxing on your lazy boy. People of the night, welcome to Mike in the Night. It is 3 a.m., and something is moving you. You are here tonight, and it's our New Year party here tonight. And we're going to have a very special New Year party here tonight, because we are going to be talking about resolutions tonight. We're going to be talking about... what are your resolutions for New Year? And let's like, we know you're not going to fix the world. We know that you're not going to clean up the system. We understand that. But what are your true resolutions? What do you want to see yourself happen? What can you accomplish that could better others out there, right? And maybe getting some sort of resolutions that you could stick to and not break, right? Anyways, today is Monday, the 29th of December, 2025, and we are live on multiple platforms. It is season 34, episode 1. We are in the winter solstice. We are in winter. We just passed the shortest day of the year a few days back, and come January, the days will start getting a minute or two longer, or 2 minutes longer per day, as we head over into spring. And hopefully we could head over into spring pretty soon, because let me tell you guys, it's been a weird up and down winter. It's not making any sense. Not your typical winters, but it is what it is. And climate changes. Of course, climate changes. Let's use a very blatant word that basically covers everything and said, well, it's climate change. Yeah, it's going to rain tomorrow. Climate changes. We know this, right? So anyways, all right, we got the live chat going full blast here. We got, hey, Mike, Happy New Year to you and your family. Happy New Year. Hey, people. And we got Someone is saying FIFA is solving everything by giving peace prizes. FIFA is a very corrupt institution. They've been caught red-handed by the CIA back, I think it was 2006, 7, and 8, when the CIA raided the FIFA offices and internal match fixing, tons of money, one-sided reffing. A lot of that stuff is documented on record where they were fixing matches and betting on the matches. A lot of FIFA was involved in a lot of this internal scandals. They knew what was going on with different officials and different stuff, but they let it happen. You know what I'm saying? And they know what happened. So that's what the argument was when the CIA went in there and raided them, right? And so we got our live chat going here real good for you guys here tonight on Mike in the Night. Thanks for being here tonight, everybody. It is, I can't believe we're on episode 630. It's like, whoa. It's like when we started doing Mike in the Night, it was called Rants and Lifestyle. And we got about to 140 episodes with that. And then it changed to Mike in the Night in 2018, I think it was, or 2017. It changed to Mike in the Night. And then it's been like this ever since. So we got Tony saying, hey, Mike, and everyone, respect from the Republic of Ireland. Respect, buddy. Merry Christmas and Happy New Year. 2026 is at the door and is at our door. And we're leaving 2025 just like the wind. All right, guys, let's do a quick channel plug before we head off to the races. And let's do a quick channel plug here tonight on Mike of the Night. If you want to buy your boy a coffee, I'm going to let me copy this for you guys. And you guys could go ahead and pick your boy up a coffee if you'd like. I'd appreciate it very much. Guys, I'm not getting paid to be here, so just so you guys know. And YouTube Shorts. Why's my YouTube Shorts? I have no idea. Let's go back to YouTube. Is there. There we are. We are live, guys. If you want to join the channel, go ahead. We can join the 99 Cent Club. KiwiRadio.nz. Don't forget to check out Ralphie. He is now offering consultation and coaching for local independent musicians. And if you scroll all the way down, you'll find replays of Mike in the Night and cool stuff here for Mike in the Night if you guys want to check it out. And it says suitable for mature audiences 16 years and older, because we do get very vulgar here. Sometimes some of the callers get very vulgar here on Mike in the Night, and a lot of people are pretty much fed up, right? And I want to thank everybody on Facebook. Guys, Facebook and Instagram, we've gone absolutely viral. We went so viral that it's almost like people are messaging and asking, who the hell is this guy? Why am I hearing about him now? And then I send people links, to older videos from 5-10 years ago, and they're like, why am I only hearing about you now? And look at the topics you were talking about 10-15 years ago. Well, that's just what it is. When you're shadow banned, you are shadow banned. But in my opinion, I'll tell you what's going on. They're having a big dispute. Canada and Meta is having a big dispute. So what Meta is doing is opening up wide the Canadians. And that's the only thing I could think of why this is happening. But I'm wide open. I'm getting millions of views per month. 8 to 9 million views a month. There I am, my Instagram blowing up. 143,000 followers. And the Facebook is at 168,000. I'm not saying this to brag. No. I've been in the basement for over more than a decade. Like 15 years in the basement. And then all of a sudden, it's open now? Something's happening with Meta, and so if you're in Canada, get on Meta. Right now, Facebook and Instagram is the place to be for debating. Everyone's saying the A word, the B word, the C word, the D word, the E word, the F word, the G word. Everybody is in the comments just blowing it up. So get over to Instagram and Facebook right now. And MikeInTheNight.org takes you over to a complete playlist of Mike in the Night if you guys want to check in. MikeInTheNight.org. And Rumble wants to verify me here. Okay, there we go. MikeInTheNight.org. And if you guys want to check that out, go ahead and check that out and find older episodes of Mike in the Night. And we got older episodes of Mike in the Night here. Someone just sent me a super chat. Canada will become constitutional republic following the arrests of politicians, bureaucrats, and media. Carney moved Brookfield to 666 Fifth Avenue, New York City. He's working with Hillary Clinton, destroying Canada. 666 Mark Carney. Okay, so we got these are old episodes of Mike and the Night. Episode 600, 6-hour special.
I'd ever seen. And oh man,
Mitch Madden.
we bought so much booze, and we had our wives with us, and we had his 2 kids and my 2 nephews, and we spent 2 nights and 3 days on that party boat. We went to the office, and then we got all checked out, and we paid them the deposits and everything, and then
that's episode 600 of Mike and the Night. And what do we got here? Episode 592, U.S. aid exposing fraud funded influencers.
Well, these globalists only care about the parasites they serve. I won't argue with that. First of all, I don't think Musk is a globalist. I think there's a difference there. The idea that all these people are under control of globalists is nonsense. I'll just say that.
There you go. And what is this? 579 of Mike in the Night.
Like, even we're manipulated. We're manipulated with the air, the food.
Right. No, I get what you're saying.
You're right. Every single thing in this world is manipulated.
Yep. And that ties to our video we made, I don't know, a few years back. 98 or 97% of everything around you is a complete lie. And that was the Raven on episode 579. And you know what the funny part is? You know how it's at 2.7 million?
And in Australia, they're 2 million too. I'm like, how are these people doing this?
For a piece of crap you could buy in Alabama for 40 grand.
I know.
So there it is right there, folks. Past episodes of Mike in the Night for you guys. Lots of at mikeofthenight.org if you want to catch up on some old stuff here. This is the Mike in the Night. Happy New Year edition. And I want you guys to call in if that's okay and let us know what your New Year's resolutions are. What are you resoluting for this New Year's? What are you going to give up? What are you going to clean up? What are you going to do to better you? What are you going to do to better your family? What are you going to do to better everything around you? What are you going to do? So I want you guys to call in tonight and tell us what are your resolutions? And then starting next year, guys, I promise we're going to start focusing on solutions. I spoke to Supreme Cannon the other day, and we were talking over and situations and different topics and different angles. And he said, we should start looking at solutions, Mike. We need to look at solutions now. It's time to go into solutions. Yeah, we can predict everything that's going to happen now because it's so plain as day what's happening. We know what's going to happen. But we need to start talking resolutions. So next year, starting next year on Mike in the Night, we're going to dedicate part of the show or good parts of the show to a resolution. We'll bring up a topic. We'll bring up several topics on what's going on. How the hell do we fix this, right? How the hell do we get these people out of power? Why are these people in power? And then start going from there and tracing and following the money, right? Because we need resolutions. We need to fix these problems because our kids are going to inherit a whole heap of shit. And it's not going to get any easier, folks. It's going to get a lot worse. Guys, I'll open lines in a bit here. Guys, I'm going to open lines in a bit. And just give me a sec, guys. I just started the show. Two people already tried to call. So tell us what your New Year's resolutions are going to be for this year. Let's just try and stay on topic, guys. What are you going to do to better? What are you going to do to better yourself, the people around you, your family? And we got DY trying to call. I'll call her back. In a bit here. And I'll get you guys on board here soon enough. I'm just trying to make sense of what's going on too. We all are. And all right, guys, let's see what's going on. Thumbs up, people. So we got our Rumble going live. Let's go over the platforms we are on. YouTube is moving nicely. And I just got a super chat. Thank you for the super chat. And then we got our Facebook. I don't even know if we're live yet on Facebook. Let me just double check. Yeah, we are live on Facebook, guys. And that is, looks like it's moving nicely here. Thank you so much. Where else are we? We are on Instagram. We're moving nicely on Instagram. And Rumble looks like, yeah, we are live on Rumble. And D Live is moving nicely too. So good. We're moving nice and flowing nicely. It is 2026 at our door. What exactly is... because the last few years really tested people. And a lot of people were tested in ways that show that the way we've been tested lately doesn't show up on charts or headlines. They tested our marriages, families, friendships, our patience, our faith, and our hope. And yet, we're still here. We're still here. And we're still standing. We're still listening, and we're still thinking. And there's a lot of fear out there. There's a lot of fear out there. Because these systems are moving fast. There's so many events happening at the same time. And everything feels like it's out of control. The one thing they can't automate or censor or regulate is our own personal choice, ladies and gentlemen. So we're stepping into 2026, and I ask you guys to make some good, solid resolutions. And I ask that you don't make resolutions you can't control. Make commitments you can keep, right? It's not about fixing the world independently, one person fixing the world. You don't need to beat the system. Heck, you don't even need to be perfect. I guess what I'm trying to say is just, you need to be intentional. True. So 2026 could be the year where people are honest with their own finances. Maybe it could be the year where you start protecting your health. Maybe spending more time with your kids than being on phones. Sorry, I'm reading your comments here while I'm going. And maybe this could be the year where you speak up instead of staying silent. Maybe this could be the year for that. So, okay, so we got Diablo63 in the house. We got PDS10 in the house. He's PDS10, guys, is on Rumble. We got Jared in the house there on Facebook. And yeah, crooked cops, crooked military, crooked politicians, crooked bureaucrats. How do you fix Canada when it's the biggest gangster governments? It's all mafias. It's all mafias. I understand. I understand, guys. It's all mafia. It's what it is. No, Junkyard Dog's in the comments. He's saying that we definitely need an election. No, we don't. We need a complete overhaul of the system from scratch. And it's not about democracy, because I don't know if you remember Mike in the Night in 2019, Lord Humongous came on the show and was telling us about democracy and how democracy is not mentioned in the Constitution. Democracy is not mentioned by the Founding Fathers. Democracy is just a made-up term making you feel like you got some sort of control in the situation, that you have the edge because the people have voted democratically, or so it's not a democracy anymore, right? Democracy could have worked if it wasn't rigged and fixed. The world we are in today wouldn't be like this if the people that we actually voted for to win were in place. We wouldn't be in this situation, right? Everybody is elected. No one's elected. Yes, Craig Cook is saying, I have my faith in God is bigger than my government. Yeah, democracy is two wolves and a goat deciding who's lunch. Yeah, the Founding Fathers is a republic. Someone in the comments, Allison there, saying it's a republic by the people for the people, right? That's what it was always for. And the Founding Fathers knew this when they instilled the Declaration of Independence. They knew what will happen with the tyranny that would come if governments took on too much control. Andrew Jackson warned of it. Andrew Jackson was the one that put America, basically really put America on the map with fixing its borders and also destroying the Federal Reserve or the foreign banking in America, and created wealth for its own people. And then that piece of garbage, what's his name, Woodrow Wilson, comes in and signs in the Federal Reserve Act and the Income Tax Act to destroy America. Right? So we're going to get, hopefully we get PDS 10 on the show tonight. Guys, start messaging me on thing. Let me know if you want to come on. It looks like Craig Cook wants to come on to give us his New Year's resolutions. What is he going to stay firm to? What is he going to... What are you guys going to do? Right? What are you going to do for yourself to make it better for you? All right, let's go over. Guys, I need to do a retraction. Big retraction here on... Guys, I'm really sorry. I actually misinformed everybody on a video I made earlier. I misread the numbers. I misread the calculation when I did the numbers in my head. I'm really sorry. I'm really sorry, guys. Iran central bank governor resigns as protests erupt over currency drop. And let me go through the article here real quick to see if they gave me the mistake. Yeah, I made a mistake right here. 430,000 to the dollar. I made a big mistake, guys. It's 430,000 to $1 to the Iranian dollar, and I said it was 1.4 million. I'm really sorry. So this is what happened, guys. Watch it's a short video.
Iran is headed to monetary extinction. Thanks for the email of the headline. My turn to comment. Iran's currency didn't just slide, it imploded. The real passed 1.4 million to the US dollar. That means anyone earning local wages just lost over 90% of their purchasing power.
I said 1.4 million, guys. It's actually 40,000. 1.4 million is 35 US dollars. I'm really sorry, guys. I didn't purposely do this at all. This is just I memorized most of it, and it's right here. I made the mistake right here. Oh, never mind. Iran's rial Sunday plunged 1.42 million to the dollar, and it traded 1.38 million. Okay, I didn't. Reports over the past week when he took office, the rial is trading at 430,000. Okay, I was right. I'm sorry. I did read it right. I'm sorry, guys. So it is 1.42 million. I had it right. So it changed. It changed overnight. I'm sorry. So
imploded. The real passed 1.4 million.
Yeah, I had it right. $1.42 million. I'm sorry. I thought I made a mistake. I didn't make a mistake. I was right. And if I'm right, this is a massive problem, guys.
To the US dollar, that means anyone earning local wages just lost over 90% of their purchasing power. In real terms, that's not inflation, that's monetary extinction. Official inflation is admitted in Iran at 40%, but food inflation is running 60 to 70%. Unofficial estimates put real inflation closer to 80%. Wages? Government pay hikes came in under 20%, according to the article. That's guaranteed structural impoverishment. Every single month, printing money. Now, what's happening to the banking system? Iran banks are sitting on hundreds of billions of dollars of bad loans, bad debt. When adjusted for currency collapse, One major private bank went under. I forgot the name. It's in the article. A bank went under. Multiple others are being kept alive by injections, central bank supports, and all that other stuff, and QEs or whatever. This is classic zombie banking. Institutions that only exist because printing money hasn't stopped yet. What about the foreign reserves? Well, they say in the article that they have reserves of about $25 billion. That sounds big until you realize Iran burns through billions per month just stabilizing food, fuel, currency markets. At this pace, that buffer will...
So things are getting really bad in Iran. I actually read it right. Sorry. I read that right. This is really bad. And I have a prediction here.
Will evaporate real fast. Here's the projection.
Watch this.
If the real keeps devaluating at this current pace, you're looking at 2 million to the dollar within 12 to 18 months. That's not a prediction. That's a trend of continuation, so to say. Once currencies cross psychological thresholds, which they are, velocity kicks in, confidence collapses, protests on the street, food wars on the street, and it blows up exponentially.
Yep. All right, I was right with that. So let's stick with Iran. There it is. So right now, 35 US dollars buys you 1.4 million. But Sunday, the other day, Sunday, on overnight markets, it was actually $1 US to 1.4 million. Wow. Holy shoot. Like, we're talking huge robbery, inflation robbery. Iranian president says his country is in full-scale war with the U.S., Israel, and Europe. Yeah, it's been an economic sanctions, all kinds of stuff. And Iranian president has accused the United States and Israel of Europe of waging total war against this country as nuclear tensions escalate. We're just in phase one, folks. You're going to see Iran get hit with street protests, civil unrest, burning cars, broken glass, smoke on the streets, people throwing garbage everywhere. Iran is going to go into complete civil unrest. And they're going to be flipping cars, throwing furniture out of office windows to the ground. It's going to be complete chaos in Iran in 2026. Mark my words. Mark these words, because you're going to see it. Because the people can't eat. And when the people can't eat, and they have starving children at home, watch out. Iran vows harsh response to any aggression, of course. And yeah, I wanted to throw that one in there for you guys. And that's what's happening, folks, in our whole little Iran segment here. So I guess I read it right. I just forgot to explain that there was a big reset over the overnight, when the overnight market switched over to Monday morning. They found a way to collaborate or create an aggregation to bring their currency under correction by printing more money. And that's even worse. That's even worse. And what I've been saying for the longest time is that we're looking at big 2026. I thought 2025 was going to be the big year. I think we're in for a big ride in 2026. I think 2026 is going to be a big one. All right. What's China been up to? Our favorite country. Chinese military stages drills around Taiwan to warn external forces after U.S.-Japan tensions. And Chinese military on Monday dispatched air, navy, and rockets and troops to conduct joint military drills around the island of Taiwan, a move Beijing called a stern warning against separatist and external interference forces. I think Taiwan is its own country. I've been to Taiwan 2 times, and both times I wasn't in China. So I don't know. China's delusional, and China just wants to destroy the world with its fentanyl and money laundering. Look what it's done in the West. In Australia, New Zealand, the UK, the blue states of America. They launder trillions into your housing market. Bidding wars for a piece of shit crack house. Bidding wars for a piece of shit. And then now you got your interest rates are going up. Now you're fucked. Yep, buy whiskey, says the Salt Lakers. People are not on their streets telling the stores to shut down. People that are on their streets telling the stores to shut down national strike. Yeah. All right, who else is out there tonight on Mike in the Night? Guys, don't forget to share this and get this out there, guys. Remember, we are independent. We are independent media. I keep getting a lot of emails from people wanting to collaborate, not to come on Mike in the Night and talk or whatever. I'm getting a lot of emails from people that want me to sell garbage to you guys. Fucking garbage. Oh, I got this new thing. I got this new angle. I got this new software. I got this new all kinds of stuff. All kinds of stuff. They're trying to collaborate. We'll give you percentages. We'll give you a wage. We'll give you this. And you know what I do? If they get aggressive with me, I reply to them and I say, I'm not an influencer. Influencers get paid to sell you shit. Why do you think all these people after 2020, mysteriously, after COVID hit, all these people mysteriously showed up out of nowhere? And 50% of them are fucking dead from taking that stupid vaccine. But think about it. All these people mysteriously show up after 2020 and they're making big bucks. That was fucking USAID. And USAID was putting money in the pockets to people to sell you garbage and to lie to your face. Yep. So we got Mike in the house on Facebook saying, love your show, brother. Thanks, Mike, for being here. All right. Let's move on here. Let's head out. Let's stay. I want to drill Canada here for a bit. Canadian HELOC debt. HELOC, guys, if you're living in the United States, is a second mortgage, okay? Or a third mortgage. So people in the United States, HELOC means second mortgage. Climbs to $179 billion, the highest level since 2019. Man, you can't make this shit up. You can't make... Let's go to our Mike in the Night's tracking machine. HELOC. Let's see what we talked about HELOC. HELOC. Canada raises interest rates $2 billion in HELOC in just 28 days. That was 3 years ago. Hold on a sec. $179 billion, the highest level since 2019. And people took $2 billion in 3 days. And that was 3 years ago people were in debt. Homes are new ATM machines. People borrowing too much. HELOC 9 years ago. Look at this, guys. Canadian debt trap. Mortgages and HELOCs explode in Toronto and Vancouver. Fallout by 2020. Well, it was off by a lot of years. But fallout by 2020. But what happened in 2020? They pulled the trigger on the pandemic. They shut it down financially, just like we told you they would. Reverse mortgage debt is huge. Using homes as ATM machines. They will raise rates. Wake up. 6 years ago. Rate hikes to destroy borrowers. The housing market crisis. HELOCs. Appraisals. Mass exodus. 7 years ago. Wow. So here it is. For years and years and years, families to lose everything. One after another after another. And did you calculate your TDS like we told you? Did you calculate how much you're going to... If they raise interest rates 0.25%, can you afford to pay your mortgage? Can you afford to eat? Huh? 10 years ago, people were laughing at me when I was saying, hey, whoa, calculate your TDS, folks. You calculate your TDS now. Oh, shut up. Houses are going to keep going up. I'm going to be a millionaire on paper. Mafangolo! Now you're fucked. And now renewals are coming up. Let's type in renewals. Let's type in renewals. Renewals. Australia, look there, there you go. Australia's interest-only housing crisis will destroy middle class when renewals creep in 7 years ago. Canadians have borrowed way too much. Interest rates need to go up to hedge against inflation 8 years ago. Financial hostage. Western governments turning against their own people. Mass defaults ahead when renewals renew 7 years ago. Vancouver's tough real estate market just got a lot tougher. Mass defaults by 2020. Okay, I was off on years when I made these videos. I get it. I was off. But they pulled the trigger on a pandemic to shut shit down. Now they shut shit down. Now we're back. Now what? We're going back to square one. Let's go. Canadian mortgage debt surges 2.4 trillion. Trillion. And you know what the crazy thing about it is the Chinese laundered 2.4 to 2.6 trillion dollars in the Canadian housing market from 2010 to March 2024. So Canadian mortgage debt surges to 2.4 trillion, fastest pace since 2021. Holy shit. So there's the Canadian mortgage trend. See, back in the day, when we immigrated here from Portugal, my dad made sure he paid off the house in 4 or 5 years at 12 or 13% interest. I can't remember what the interest rate. I think it was 12 or 14% interest. He was making, I think, $3.75 an hour. And my mom was working, and I think she was getting $1.90 or $2 an hour. Working their asses off to pay a house off in 4 or 5 years before the renewal kicked in. They made sure they paid it off in full. People paid their homes off in full and worked their asses off. Now, people are just piling on the debt. Canadian mortgage credit growth returning to healthy or past peak? No. It's out of control. Canadian mortgage debt growth fueled largely by old demand. It's head over to the States. Trump threatens Hamas, warns Iran of more U.S. airstrikes and nuclear sites. Oh, this is just getting started, folks. We told you in our November 2020, I made a prediction section in November 2020 where I said, Mark Carney is going to be your next prime minister. The same guy that facilitated Chinese money laundering into your real estate market when he was the Bank of Canada CEO. Then he went to England and pulled the same shit. He went to Inglaterra. He went over there to pull the same shit. Now, and I said in that prediction, you could watch it, that this they're going to go Middle East and they're going to double, quadruple, and they're going to go down and they're going to go hard in the Middle East. And I said the Ukraine war was going to fizzle out too. And the Ukraine war, I don't know. Trump could have washed his hands of that war. He could have said it was Biden war. Wash my hands. Move the fuck on. But he didn't. He's still hanging on to Ukraine. I don't know why. When they could have... And then Mark Carnista, that piece of shit in fucking Ottawa. Remember Mark Carnista? Remember that fucker? He sent, what, $2.4 billion or $2 billion to fucking Ukraine. Yeah, let's get a round of applause. Yeah. Right there. Forming an opinion. Yeah. Yeah, Carney failed in the UK, says Ertsign, who is in the live chat there. Someone saying Agenda 2030. You know what, guys? I still remember, guys. Before Joe Rogan or any of these guys, Mark, right here. Before all these guys became, what's that other guy? Russell Brand and all these fucking guys came on the scene. Look at this. Mike in the Night, Agenda 2020 is here. Global Compact for Migration. Trudeau destroys Canada 7 years ago. On December 2018, I think it was, 2018. Justin Trudeau signed the UN Migration Pact. We were already talking about Agenda 2020 is on its way. Is the last generation that will experience freedom? Is this the last generation that will experience freedom? Agenda 2020, you will own nothing, 7 years ago. So, Mike in the Night, Agenda 2020 reset. So, years and years before. We had another Agenda 2020. I remember Agenda 2020. We did one. I think if you type in pull the trigger on a pandemic. Put on pull the trigger. I think you get the Agenda 2020 here. 1, 2. Hold on a sec. I don't see it. Did they take it down? Shit. Did they take down my pull the trigger on a pandemic 20? Ah, shit. Okay, 228 is up. Mike in the Night 228. They will pull the trigger on a pandemic worldwide. Right here. April 29, 2017. Agenda 2020. Digital currency, money laundering, pandemic. That was April 29, 2017. We were already on Agenda 2020. Yeah, we were already ushering in or trying to figure out what they're going to usher in and bring to the table to basically disenfranchise us or destroy us. That's what the ultimate end game is to make our lives as humanly painful as possible and then just kill us off, right? All right, so Earth Signs in the house on YouTube. PDS10 says, don't pick a side, Mike. I don't pick sides. I'm just telling you what the heck is going on. When I made that Trump video about some teacher in the UK is discussing politics, and he brings up the Donald Trump debate, and the teacher ends up getting fired because the students got nightmares. The college students got nightmares because of the debate. I wasn't taking Trump's side or anyone's side. I was just discussing how this makes no sense at all. Why would he get fired from talking about a political sitting president debate? It makes no sense, right? All right, let's rock and roll here. What else we got? Mortgages. Trump threatens Hamas. And so we got this massive fraud happening here in Ohio. Or Minnesota, sorry. Minnesota welfare fraud. So $9 billion of this Somali, whatever the hell is going on, health daycare center, Somali-run centers. And before everybody goes crazy on this and Somali this and why is that, how did they let this happen? You need to ask the first question. Why does America even have a Somali community in the first place? They don't produce. They don't fix anything. It's all about corruption, greed, and theft and fraud. Why would they even entertain having a Somali community in the United States? They're not going to fix a bridge. They're not going to take out the trash. They're just there to destroy the American people. They don't become American, these people. So why did it... So before, the fraud, and Mike, look at the fraud. Look what's going on with these things. Why are they even there in the first place? Why are they even there? Why? Yeah, that's the question. Like when me, and I said this story many, many times. When me and my family, we were here from Portugal. We were in Toronto area. And people would ask my dad, because my dad didn't speak really good English, although he spoke Portuguese, would ask my dad, what are you doing in Canada? Like, what are you doing in our country? That was a valid question. And then I explained to them, well, my dad's working on the Air Canada Center, or my dad's working on the Skydome project. My dad's working on major projects here. He's a Portuguese construction laborer builder. He's a big-time cement finish guy. He's a big-time metal framing for skyscrapers. He's big-time torchman. He's a good cutter. Oh, okay. Are you going back to Portugal when he's done his work here? Why are Portuguese people here? Why are you guys here? Okay. So now I'm asking the question. Why are these Somalis or is there a Somalian community in America? In the first place. That's the question that needs to be asked. Not, look at this welfare fraud. Who cares? Why are they there? Yep. So we got Burnwick 2010 is saying, after 10 years, 89% of Somalis are still on welfare. So what are they doing in America? What are they doing there? What are they there for? After 2006 in Canada, once Canada cleaned up or finished off its major projects, construction projects, they just deported all the Portuguese when they were done. They deported 52,000 families. Everything that Donald Trump is doing today, ICE is doing, follow our playlist that we did 3 years ago. Trump, if you get into office, Follow the Canadian playbook. Go to the schools, hold back the kids. Go to the workplaces, hold back the workers. Go to the events where you'll find these people at family events and parades and fiestas on the street. Go there. Do what they did to the Portuguese. Do the same thing. So why don't they just raid out and get rid of this? We don't like Somalians anymore. Deport them. Just like Canada did in 2006 to the Portuguese. Just do the same thing. Call it the Canadian Deportation Act of Somalians from America. This way it sounds politically correct because it's Canadian, and the Canadians did it to a group of minorities in their country. Problem solved. Problem solved. And it says Canada in it too. So hit the like button. I think all the wives got together because they got about 20 kids in each and decided to open a daycare. Yeah, we need ICE in Kazakhstan. We already had ICE in Kazakhstan. 2006, deportations of Portuguese. That was head of the OPP, Ontario Provincial Police, doing vehicle road blitzes. Watch my videos on deportations from Canada, Portuguese. Everything Trump is doing right now. Canada did the same shit to the Portuguese in Toronto. The same shit. But you're probably going to say, well, Mike, these people were illegal. No, in 2010, they came in on a path to citizenship. In 2006, they were saying, get the fuck out of Canada. We don't want Portuguese here no more. And watch my video, jobs I got fired for because employers found out I was Portuguese. All right, let's keep going. And then it goes back to this again. It goes back to this. Canadians are shitting in their pants. What Canadian mortgage clients are really asking right now? And what are they asking? Right here. How bad is my renewal gonna be? And again, you want to see renewal videos, go to our channel, and you'll find a ton of renewal videos on how bad your renewal is going to be. And we were telling you 5-10 years ago how bad your renewal is going to be in the future. And it's bad, boy. Ooh, it's bad, boy. Everyone competed with Chinese money laundering in the bidding wars. Yeah! And then bring in 4 million Indians to fix the housing market. Yeah! Fucking pricks. And silver. Silver suffers biggest loss since 2021. Gold prices fall from record. And silver tumbled sharply from a record high above $83 an ounce on Monday as traders booked profits on metal that rallied over 40% in the past month. Gold followed a similar path, but with a less drastic decline. So it soared to 83.63 per ounce. Asian trading hours, surging Chinese investment demand, premiums for spot silver, Shanghai were above $8 an ounce over London prices, the biggest spread on record. And then it goes down to 71 here, I think it is. To the low 70s. However, silver prices have since fallen nearly 10% to the low 70s, sending the metal down to a weekly low and towards its biggest intraday decline since 2021. And silver momentum. Silver's rally has been gaining momentum since the end of November as a perfect storm of factors, including Federal Reserve interest rate cut. We made a video on that. And a healthy demand outlook and concerns over supply shortages drove prices higher. We made a video on that, explaining the paper contracts versus physical. And that's what's happening right now, folks. Maybe we could get the Raven to get Instagram and come on the show and talk to us about this. Trump administration reports 70% of ICE arrests involve criminal migrants. So it's basically criminals coming to America to ruin the country. And Australia enforces age ID checks for search engine users. We made a video on this 3 weeks ago. You can go up and see it. It's gone viral on Facebook. And Australia has activated new requirements for search engines to verify ages. And there you go. It's to save the children. And study reveals more than 20% of YouTube recommendations are low-quality AI slop. So why is it low-quality AI slop? Why? Because I'll tell you why. Because if someone heard the accent of the person making the video, they'll hear 2 sentences he says and shut it the fuck right off. They'll shut it the fuck off. Some guy's talking about the Bible and Moses and all this stuff, and you hear the same black guy. You hear the same black guy. Did you know? And this is some same black guy's voice narrating their AI videos. You know the black guy's voice I'm talking about. The same voice. Did you know that if you were Moses climbed Mount Sinai, blah, 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 and then if you see the guy or you hear the guy that actually made their video, it's all slop. If you hear it, click 0. These guys are making millions and millions of dollars off of AdSense. Millions off of AdSense. With this garbage that they keep shoving in your face with AI. And now they've been stealing people's voices, like I heard Sylvester Stallone, I heard Morgan Freeman, I heard all kinds of people using all these voices from people that they're not allowed. Well, I don't think they have permission to. But if you saw the person that made the video, or you heard the person that made the video, you'd click it off and say, fuck you. But now they're clever. They use different voices and fucking hide their piece of shit faces so no one sees who it is. And they make the money. And Virginia to enforce verification law for social media on January 1st, 2026, despite free speech concerns. So Virginia, that is very interesting. Virginia is now preparing to enforce a new online regulation that will curtail how minors access social media, setting up direct clash between state lawmakers, advocates for digital free expression. And it's beginning January 1st, 2026. A law known as Senate Bill 854 will compel social media companies to confirm the ages of all users through commercially reasonable methods. This is all bullshit. And again, they're going to do this for the kids. They want to save the children. Yep. Sorry, guys. I got to wet my beak here. All right. DY in the comments saying real estate pundits in Australia are on the podcasting bandwagon, spurking crisis while promoting their property pyramid scheme. Yep. There it is. And the EU has everything to gain from peace. Why does it keep insisting on war? At the very moment America steps back from the abyss, Western European elites are pushing the continent closer to it. They're purposely doing this to collapse Europe. And Christians are disappearing from the Middle East, and the West is doing nothing about it. And a civilization older than the West itself. And okay, I get a lot of emails and personal messages about Venezuela. People are watching my prediction video that Venezuela is next. Venezuela makes perfect sense as the next war. And then we made this video for you guys. Step by step, what's going to happen? Step by step, what will happen with Venezuela and the U.S. war 2025, 2026, oil tanker seizures. So we did step by step with the drug boats, the oil tanker seizures, the infiltration of their media and hacks and all kinds of stuff. Cyber wars, everything. We're on step 3 right now, according to this video that we made, a prediction video we made, how it's going to break down step by step. And what step are we in? U.S. destroys 30th Venezuelan drug boat in Eastern Pacific days after the first land strike in Venezuela. So they are going hard against them. And then the oil tanker seizures we predicted. And this tells you in 7 or 8 phases how America will collapse Venezuela completely. And basically put in a puppet dictator in its place. All right, folks, you are tuned in to Mike in the Night, the voice of the Commonwealth. Thanks for being here tonight. And we got some people here wanting to call. So let's go in order of people messaging me. We have okay, who was the first person that messaged me? It's our boy Dalton. Yeah, no worries. Okay, guys, we want to know. I want to know your resolutions. They got to be resolutions that you could keep, resolutions that you could make a difference and help your, maybe be honest with your finances. Maybe do something to protect your health this year. Maybe spending more time with the kids. Maybe speaking up instead of staying silent. And what was the other one we had? Yeah, 2026 is here. You got to do something for yourself. You got to do something to better your life. You got to do something to make your life easier. Well, I'm not saying easy like easy as in like my life is, I am living an easy life. It's not even that. I'm saying less stressful, if that makes any sense. All right, so let's get Dallas Dalton here on the show. Sorry, someone's texting me here. I don't know who it is. All right. Let's guys start messaging me on Instagram and you'll be queued in. So we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 people in queue tonight. Yeah, Earth sign. Maybe learn a skill. Maybe earn a skill you could barter with. That's really good, Earth sign. Thank you. Thank you. So let's see if Dallas Dalton will pick up his phone. And then we'll move on to DY if she's still there. And if not, and then we can go to Craig. And then we have chocolate peanut butter cup. So we got yeah. Woo! It's Mike in the Nights. All right. Mr. Dalton, pick up your phone. Dallas Dalton, pick up.
We should make this work if we try, oh baby. Even though it's do or die, we can make this work.
It's Mike in the Night.
2, 3, 4. Mike in the night, my street.
Hello?
Hello, Mike. How's it going, brother?
Hey, buddy, what's going on? Good to hear from you. Merry Christmas.
Yeah, Merry Christmas to you too, brother, and a Happy New Year. Hope everything's going well for you and yours.
Oh, I'm doing my best, buddy. We're doing our best. We're 2 years out. We're 2 days out of 2026. Tell us, man, what are you planning for 2026 to better yourself? Are you gonna give something up? Are you gonna learn something? What are you gonna do to better yourself?
What am I going to do to better myself? Just trying to stay on the path and trusting in God for the most part. Getting closer with my family, spending more time with them.
Yes.
That's pretty much my biggest goal. Yeah, it's just trying to get the family closer together.
Family is everything. You know that, right?
I used to be on a different standpoint on that, but a lot of things have changed over the years. And
forget the bullshit standpoints, because those standpoints and the bullshit divide from the media, the news, the friggin' Rachel Madcow, The View. All those people are losers. They're designed to divide you from your family.
100%, man. 100%. But now all I want to do is just, get all of them closer and spend time with them, So that's all I'm that's the biggest one for me this year, I'm thinking.
Yeah. That's a good one. Are you planning on learning another language? Are you planning on visiting and traveling? Are you planning on learning a skilled trade of some sorts? New profession maybe?
Well, I'm still wanting to pursue my profession, right? I'm a welder and all that, but things are getting rough around here, man. Like, it's getting harder and harder to find work. Everybody is getting laid off. Like there's been so many layoffs this like month. It's insane. So many people were just dumped right before Christmas. And like this is like veterans, you know, like people that were at their jobs for like 10 years or more. And they're just getting dumped, man.
Yeah. Well, we live in a world right now where you could work 10, 20 years in this country. I'm talking about Canada if you're listening to this in the future. You could work 10, 20 years in this country and you're still getting by check to check.
That's pretty much my life, man. It's been check to check for the past 10, 15 for me. So.
Right. Yeah.
I feel that 100%, man. I've lived on so little for so long. It's just this just is what it is now at this point, man. I'd be happy living in a friggin' van with my dog at this point. You know what I mean? Like a lot of people seem to be going that way. That seems to be the thing for the future now. Is a lot of people are giving up real estate. They're just getting a van or a car or a truck, you know, with one of those, or even just a standard motor home, you know, something affordable, and just saying to hell with it, you know.
Well, then you don't got property tax. You don't got all this other shit. You don't even have a fixed address if you don't want one, right? You
Exactly.
got your bank doesn't mail you shit anymore. It's all emails. So.
Right.
What the hell you need a fixed address anymore? Unless someone's going to mail you a check, right? But what are the odds of that, right? So you know everything's e-deposit now. Do we really need a fixed address anymore? To be honest,
for the most part, I don't think we do really anymore, man. And I guess their whole Agenda 2030 thing, you will own nothing and be happy about it. I guess it seems like it's going to come to fruition more and more, man. Like,
Well, I'm happy to hear that you're patching or bringing your family close, because somebody was telling me the other day, it's like, oh, Mike, I was watching your 2016 video. You made silver to go to the moon. Silver is going to skyrocket. Paper versus silver. And it's like, but you don't even have much of any silver investment. You don't have a treasure. You should have a treasure trove of silver. And I said, my treasure is my 3 kids.
absolutely.
That's my treasure. And hopefully when I pass away, they'll be by my bedside when I die to be there for me. That's my treasure, right?
Well, there's an old saying, you know, no man is a failure who has friends and family, right?
Yeah. So yeah. Anyways, anything else?
But no, I just wanted to lay some news articles on you here that I've been coming across the past week, man. So apparently a lot of things have been jumping off here in Ontario. Like I just came across this one today. A guy just uncovered $110 million in fraud through these fake childcare businesses that have been set up all over Ontario.
Oh, the same thing that's happening in the States with the Somalians.
Yeah. Like this guy is going around and he's actually actively going to these locations and these businesses, and they claim to have all these children in daycare, and the buildings are all empty.
Yep,
Like,
that's 100%. That's exactly what's happening. I could tell you guys something real big that's happening in a lot of local Canadian communities. It's never been reported, it's never been discussed, and no one will discuss it. But if I ever discuss it, they'll kill me. I could tell you something in confidence, face to face, if you ever come to see me. I'll tell you something. And you'll take a step back and say, no way, Mike. I don't believe you. You'll look into it and kind of do your own little forensic looking around, and you'll say, holy crap, you can't release this. If you tell people this, you're dead. And I got to be super careful. I want to say thank you to Rainy Steps 301 that sent me $13.99 Canadian, saying hello, Mr. Mike. Hello, thank you for the super chat, Rainy Steps 301. Thank you. Continue.
But yeah, so But yeah, it's just this guy is uncovering all this fraud here, and then I just came across another article again today about like all these driving schools around Ontario.
Yeah, they're getting all shut down because the driving instructors can't drive.
Yeah, all the licenses for all the people that they've approved and whatnot are all being pulled. The schools' licenses are being pulled. So it's, and it doesn't surprise me because I've been hearing about that for a while now.
Yeah, but these driving schools are not being run and administrated by Canadian people
No,
that know
it's
the
all,
roads and that can actually read and know their ABCs.
yeah, it's all illegal migrants, right? And then I've also, because they'll come in, they'll one guy, right? There'll be a house of like 20 of these people, right? And one guy will get a license, and because a lot of them all look alike, they'll all use that same license. Which is
I think Canada needs to run occupancy protection laws.
and I'm seeing, and because of that, makes so much more sense why I'm seeing an accident on the news, a car accident almost daily now. There's some kind of bad accident or
bad drivers, and the dash cams are catching these people.
Killed or, it's brutal. Like on the 401 there, December 9th, there was a tow truck driver, a Canadian man. He was, I think, 36 or 40 years old. He was on the side of the road helping somebody out that was their car broke down, and he got run over by an Indian guy.
Yep.
Or I guess he was an Indian guy. I can't remember his name. It was something deep. But it took them like 2 weeks to find this guy and track him down.
I'm surprised they even put the effort to go find him.
But here's the thing, though. When they did track him down, he was released from jail almost like a couple days later.
Yeah, and they probably gave him $400 too. Here's $400 for your time, and thanks for getting arrested for a couple of days. Here's $400.
If I did that, if it was me that had done that, I'd be in fucking
we
jail,
wouldn't hear from you,
locked
boy.
up for my life.
Boy, you'd be in prison, and we wouldn't hear from you.
It's mind-boggling. I can't fucking believe it.
You would be trying to make a collect call into Mike at the Night from prison to try and tell us where you're at, right? So,
it's absolutely ridiculous. Like, I don't know, things are going haywire around here, man. Everything's getting out. Like, crime's going through the roof, homelessness. Keep seeing more and more of that. Like,
homelessness, and it's all white Canadian people.
Like, it's ridiculous. There was a Tim Hortons that just took a bunch of friggin' they were under fire there last week because they got some new management, and the guy came in and fired the entire staff, people that had been there 10 years or more, right?
Also, they fired the Canadian people.
Yeah, fired all of them under the guise of we're bringing in cheaper foreign workers
because they're getting their wage subsidizes. Their wages subsidized. You know that.
It's like, yeah, Merry Christmas. Now get the fuck out. Like, what the hell kind of shit is that?
Yeah.
And it's like, same thing happened to me this month. Like, right before Christmas, it's just like, oh, sorry, there's no work. Get out. The guys that have been, like, I understand I was the low man on the totem pole because, like, I had only been there so long, but, like, I just keep hearing more and more of it. Like, there's so many people now. It's in like tens of thousands. Like,
yeah, it's out of control. The media is not how do you say discussing this properly. They're not exposing it. They're not commenting on it. They're not reporting any of this stuff.
No, because if they pointed out that fact, then that would mean they would actually have to do something about it. And they don't want to do that.
Nope. You turn on like news from Canada, Canadian news. I turn on the news. I don't watch the Canadians, but I watch it. It's like, where the hell are the Canadian people? Where the hell are the Canadian people? Whoa, these people are not Canadian. You're not Canadian. I'm not even Canadian, dude. I'm a Portuguese living in Canada. Anyways, people comment on some of my videos. It's like, it's easy for you to say because you're Canadian. I'm like, no, I'm not. I'm a Portuguese citizen, man. I'm dual citizen. I'm Portuguese first, then I'm a Canadian. So,
right. But like the funny thing about that is, though, Mike, is that like you might have, like, how long ago did your family immigrate here? Like,
Oh, it was in the early 80s.
okay, early 80s. But the funny thing about that is, it's like some of the oldest landmarks in Newfoundland
Mm-hmm.
are named by Portuguese. And the
Explorers,
Portuguese
yeah,
have been
Luis Labrador and Real Cortez. They're all Portuguese sailors.
and they were all there, like, even before the
Columbus.
Vikings got here.
Well, they
Like,
were there before Columbus. Before they were there in 1411, 1440, and Columbus was
You know?
born in 1451.
and then, like, the Vikings came, and, like, more Norwegian types. The Irish eventually came. You
Mhm.
know, my family is, like, Irish, right? So, like,
Well,
we've been here.
Nova Scotia is Portuguese for New Scotland,
Yes, absolutely.
and there's a city in Nova Scotia. I think it's in Nova Scotia or Newfoundland called Terra Nova, and that's Portuguese for new land, newfound land.
That's the one thing that I've always loved about Newfoundland, though, man, is that, like, the range of, like, people that have come there. Like, it's a true multicultural, like, province. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. But it just goes, like, you know, where doesn't matter where you come from, right? But as long as you integrate and you want to be Canadian, right? Not come here and change it.
Oh,
for
it was different back in the 90s for
whatever
me. In the
reasons.
90s, I put down on my resume nationality, I put Canadian. I told you this already, but I'll tell you again. They'd call me into the job interview and say, "We're not interviewing you for the job. We're interviewing because you committed fraud on your job application." I'm like, "What are you talking about? You put down Canadian as your nationality. You're a Portuguese. You never do that again. You're not allowed to call yourself a Canadian." So
That's messed up, man.
yep, that's the generation I came from, living in Toronto, Canada. But then that's why I say, when people are like, "Oh, look at all this fraud happening with the Somalians in America," I take 2 steps back and I say, what the fuck are they even doing in America in the fucking first place? Why are they even allowed to have a Somali community in fucking America?
True.
Yeah.
True. Like,
So,
and half of them, you know, like you were saying, most of them are just eating up tax dollars. None of them are actually working. They're just sitting on welfare.
they don't fix a bridge. They don't.
Laughing at the rest of us because
Yeah.
we're paying for them all.
That's my question is, "Oh, Mike, look at all the fraud. People keep sending me emails. Look at this fraud. Look at all this stuff with the Somalians. It's in the billions of dollars." It's like, who cares? You need to ask the question, what the fuck are they doing there? That's the number one question. And I'm bitter about that, Dallas. You know why I'm bitter about this? Because I applied to be an American and I did everything by the book. I mean, I did everything by the book. After 5 years of paperwork and lawyers, they told me to fuck off. So I want to know why the fucking Somalians are there. Why?
I understand you 100%, man. All I've ever tried to do is walk the narrow path and, you know, do what's right. And all I've ever gotten is shit on, man.
Yeah.
So I understand you 100%.
So. Anyways. Yeah, these experiences bring for an eventful Mike in the Night.
That's why I love your show, because you just say it as it is, man.
Well, I'm just saying it as it is, forming an opinion. So, anyways, Dallas Dalton here on Mike in the Night. And, hey, buddy, thanks for calling in. We'll get you back on in a couple of weeks, okay? In a couple of weeks, we're going to start doing solutions on Mike in the Night.
Solutions. Okay.
We need to talk solutions, man.
Yeah, I agree. Something we need to come up. There needs to be a new to come out of all of this. Like,
Something. We already know what the fuck. We already know. We could predict fucking 10 years in advance right now. Forget that. We need to fix it before it happens.
right, of anything smaller, build smaller communities, self-sufficient communities, you know, farming together and working with each other, something.
All right, brother. Okay, we'll get you back on soon enough. God bless you. Thanks for reporting for us.
Awesome. Thank you for having me, Mike. God bless you too.
God
Happy
bless
New
you.
Year.
Happy New Year.
Bye-bye.
All right, that's our boy Dallas Dalton there. He goes by another name on YouTube there. If you wanna, he could tell you if he wants to, and he'll tell you if he wants to. I don't want people coming on here with their real names if they don't want to, right? All right, who's next? Who is next on the list here? Okay. Okay, it looks like chocolate in a chocolate in a teacup wants to call into the show. And let's see if we can get chocolate in a teacup. You're next. If you're watching Mike of the Night.
Oh, Mike in the night room.
Oh, you're too. Oh, chocolate in a teacup is calling you. Welcome to Mike of the Night, episode 630. New Year's resolutions. How are you?
Good, Mike. How are you?
You know how it is. You win some, you lose some.
Yeah, it's Jackie here. Yeah, chocolate in a teacup. Thanks for taking my call.
Of course.
It's a first-time caller. I wanted to call in because I appreciate your show. I appreciate what you do. It's very refreshing to hear Canadian perspective and someone from BC who can tell it like it is.
I tell it like it is because I went through a bit in my life. And the script keeps getting flipped in favor of the narrative, and it's disgusting. You know, so it's really disgusting to see how they flip it as they go and change and renegotiate the rules as they go along.
Yeah, definitely. I sent you a message a while ago, and it was something disturbing that I found out about that's kind of going on with a large local company in the Lower Mainland. So I just, bought some Christmas gifts for the family, for kids, at one of the largest yoga retailers out there, Lululemon. And I had a bit of an issue with a product, so I had to call in their customer service line, and it took 2 calls, and the folks were kind, but some folks were super ESL. But anyways, we resolved the issue. But I was really puzzled, Mike. I was kind of curious. Like, I didn't receive the greatest service, but I was wondering, where am I calling? Am I calling, Lululemon's headquarters are based in Vancouver, on West Broadway, and they have a huge business office that it's in East Vancouver. And I just found it really odd that it felt like I was calling, speaking with international folks. And my parents are immigrants. I respect immigrants of all nationalities. Don't get me wrong. But I did some research, and I found an article in the Vancouver Business Magazine, and it basically talked about how the Lululemon founder threatened the government, the provincial government, and said if he's not allowed to hire foreigners through the federal program.
That program is nationwide, though.
Right.
So, yeah.
He basically said, if you guys don't let me hire these folks for our call center, I'm taking my whole headquarters out of Vancouver, taking my business out of Canada. So what did they do? They bent to his request, and they got rid of Canadian local workers, all the Vancouverites who worked at the call center, and replaced them with these folks.
And you know what the funny part is? The saddest part that breaks my heart? Is you go outside them headquarters there, wherever it is based out in Vancouver, and you go down to the ground floor on the street, it's all homeless Canadian people everywhere.
You're right.
And it breaks my heart. As a Portuguese living in Canada, it breaks my heart to see how this country fell off the rails so bad and betrayed its own people, born, raised, and educated, and speak the language of the country, and purposefully pushed them over the edge. And then they get addicted to drugs, opioids, fentanyl that's coming in from China, and it's so heartbreaking.
Well, what puzzles me is this. You mean to tell me you need to hire foreign workers to answer a customer service phone line, online call center? There's so many young people out there that are searching for work right now.
There are. You're right. A lot.
And a lot of local teens, a lot of local university students. Um, I have friends who have teens and young people in their household that are great kids, they good grades, and they can't get a job. They just can't, and it it breaks my heart because what happened to hiring Canadians first?
Can I add to what you're saying because it ties into a video I did 2 weeks ago?
Sure.
I did a short about how I have a stack of resumes in my store. I get 1 to 3, maybe 4 resumes a week
Mm-hmm.
from local kids, high school, post high school, 2 years out of high school, college, post college. And most people are under 30, but they're dropping off their resume. And I look at them and I say, like, you look super qualified. Why don't you go work somewhere up the hill or get something at a gas station or get something, go get something. Oh, you know what everyone tells me to my face? They're not hiring white people.
They're not. They're just outsourcing
Yeah.
to cheap foreign labor.
Mm-hmm.
And it's not only this company, it's Winners, it's the local butcher, a large butcher in the Lower Mainland. The list goes on. It's all listed online, which corporations are going through the foreign worker program. It's public.
Yeah,
And
there's 211 bigger corporations that are going through it, and then there's
Mhm.
several thousand smaller to medium corporations going through it. It's because the wages are becoming subsidized by our taxes, right?
Mhm. Mhm.
Our taxes are subsidizing a lot of these wages for these people that are relatively unhirable in the first place. If you owned, this is why governments don't want private mom and pop's business, because if you were to hire somebody, obviously you're going to hire someone that speaks English. You're going to hire someone that understands the customs and knows his way around town and has some sort of family value and roots in the country. That's who you'll hire to work for you. That will qualify for the job. But then now they want to replace these people with people that don't even speak the language and people that have no invested interest in Canada and basically take advantage and make fun of the Canadian people. They're making fun of the Canadian people. And I'm sick and tired of seeing politicians constantly saying, well, Canadians don't want these jobs. Bullshit!
Mhm. You're 100% right. Canadians are dying for these jobs.
Yep.
Like it's unreal how many. I belong to a mother's group, and it's unreal how many young adults and teens cannot get hired. It's unless you know someone, then you can get your kid a job. But other than that, it's terrible down here. And I really worry about our young people and people in general. I mean, if our companies are just going through this program, they're not giving our youngsters the time of day to get a basic job. And what's left for everyone else? Like if the young people aren't going to stick around, they're just going to move and go to another country and try to find work elsewhere.
Do you remember when we were younger, the number one excuse we got when we applied for a job was, you don't have enough job experience?
Yep, that was big in the 90s. Yeah.
Now, it's, you have too much experience. You're overqualified.
Yes. You're overqualified. Yep. Yeah, I agree.
And it's these word salad strategies that they throw at us on a regular basis. We're getting destroyed from every front. You're right. We're getting destroyed from absolutely every front. And if I put up a TikTok, I've been banned on TikTok multiple times. If I put up a video on TikTok saying, well, this Chinese fentanyl that's coming from this province in China, with proof from this factory, under government supervision of the Chinese government, moving fentanyl into this port in Vancouver, which we were doing in 2015 and 2016, we just get automatically banned. We get banned. We're not allowed to tell people that fentanyl comes from China and it's not produced in Canada. We're not allowed to tell people that. God forbid.
Well, isn't TikTok created by Chinese?
Yeah. So every time I talk about Chinese money laundering or whatever, or the destruction of the West by China, they just ban my channel. Right. I'm on my third channel now in 2 years. So So we can't get the word out. So it's not going to be too long. Mark my words. It's not going to be too long where we talking about how Canadians are not being hired could be a criminal offense.
I agree. I mean, the way things are, I don't doubt you. I mean, as sad as, and maybe someone would say, "Oh, that sounds crazy." You know what? It may be that it will be a criminal offense, and that's a sad thing. But people who have young adults and children living at home, they know the truth. The mothers out there know the truth. They know their kids are applying and they're attending, university or BCIT or what have you, and they're having a hell of a time finding a job. And sorry.
Go ahead, finish your.
And how are they going to pay tuition, right? The parents know. Parents know. They're the ones with the kids, and they're trying to give them a good start in life, and it's sad.
Can I give some advice to people sending their kids to college? It rolls off as an arrogant piece of advice for people. But when I send my son or my daughter off to college, I don't expect him to get anything out of college. I expect him to go there and make connections. Oh, your dad works at this? Oh, your dad owns that? Oh, you work at, who's that? Oh, you're getting this? Where's your dad work? Oh, he owns a yacht brokerage in Florida. Oh, that's fantastic. What's it called? Wow, I got to meet your dad. I want to learn about, my kids are going to go to college to make connections, to learn and, network with other students and finding out what their parents are doing. That's what my kids are going to go for college for, to learn and network and say, wait, your dad, yeah, we're friends on Facebook and this and that. And hey, I know your son from college. Listen, can you maybe interview me? I'd like to learn your trade. I'll do anything. You know what I'm saying? That's what I think parents. I know it sounds really rough. What I'm saying is don't go to college to get an education, but go to college to network and make connections. Back at the turn of the 18th and 19th century, women went to college to find suitable husbands to marry. Right?
Oh yeah, even in the 1990s, and I know plenty of people that did that. It's true. We do need to make connections, whether it be via college or business or churches or what have you. Connections are super useful. You never know, right? Yeah, I agree 100%.
That's what I want to send my kids out to college for, to make connections, to actually network and know people in different states, different cities, different countries that are all abroad visiting. Oh, my uncle in Japan owns a big tea factory. I'm like, he does? Let me help network. Give me a job. You know what I'm saying? So anyways, that's just my piece of advice. Is there anything else? What are your New Year's resolutions? What are you going to do to help better yourself?
What I'm going to do to help better myself is just invest in my education, learn something new. There's always something to improve on, whether it's, gardening or fixing your own vehicle. I'm definitely going to learn a new software program and take better care of myself. I go to the gym, but definitely increase my fitness level. That's my New Year's resolution. I'm sure everyone else is planning the same thing and with that respect, but yeah, definitely trying to be healthier.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, stick to it. Stay true to yourself, and we'll get you on in a couple of weeks because we're going to start doing solution shows. Because we could predict 10 years down the road now.
Yep.
It's not about that anymore. It's about we need to find a solution to stop what's going to happen. So we'll get you back on in a couple of weeks. If you have any solutions or anything you could bring to the table, bring it in a couple of weeks, okay?
Awesome. Thank you for having me.
Happy New Year.
Happy New Year to you.
All right,
Take care.
God bless. Bye. All right, that's another caller there. I'm just going in the lineup here, one by one. And the next is our boy Craig. Craig, you there? All right, let's get Craig Cook on now. I'm just going down the list one by one. Guys, just message me. And then after Craig is DY, if she's available still. I know she's working. I know it's Tuesday. in Australia right now. It's Tuesday afternoon, so I'm not sure if she's working, but we'll get her on. And okay, yep, okay. Looks like Craig Cook from New Zealand is going to give us his New Year's resolutions and what he's going to do to better himself. You are tuned into Mike of the Night, the voice of the Commonwealth. Mike of the Night 2026 New Year's special. We are on season 34, episode 1. Season 34, episode 1 of Mike of the Night.
Mikey.
Yo, what's up, man? How you doing, dog?
Oh, God, it's been a long time. How are you?
I'm doing fine. Well, we keep in touch over Instagram.
Yeah, I know, but I haven't called into the show for a while.
It's been a month.
What a year, eh?
No,
God,
what a year, yeah. Yeah, it's like, where did 2025 go, dude?
Oof, yeah, I know. God, it's just a couple of quick things for you. I think what we're starting to see in real time is the demise of the baby boomers. You know, they hold on the political landscape, and also they hold on the wealth, and they're really starting to get old, and we're starting to see that now. I've certainly seen that personally, and also in New Zealand and globally. And now, just real quickly for you, in New Zealand, there's been a massive increase of houses for sale, and no buyers around.
Well, the New Zealand proper has no money. They've been bought out of the market by Chinese money laundering, bought them out of the market in 2017, 2018.
No one's got any money. There's been quite a bit more violence or increase in violent crimes, knife attacks, gun attacks, the usual stuff, but certainly gone up a notch.
Wow. Imagine a population, Craig. Imagine a population in your country, 5.5 million people, in a nice, beautiful island off the coast of Australia, and now you got to worry about going out at night because it might not be safe.
Yeah. Well, and because as you know, I'm a bit like you, Mike. I do see things, and it's getting to the point where you go to the supermarket and buy your groceries, you have to be safe, watch your back. But
buying groceries, you have to watch your back.
Not yet, but I see that coming, especially with what's coming down the pike in the next 2 or 3 years. With the the way the world's going and the the economics of the world, it's not pretty. It's no surprise, but here we go.
Man.
So now on a personal level, we lost Dad. That was. It's just part of life, but it certainly brought a lot of things into focus and what's important. So going forward, love Mum and look after Mum and my brothers, and we certainly put a lot of stuff to the side and just got on with things, So that's been a good thing from this year.
Family
is
everything. It always will be everything.
Yeah, and. But also for myself, as you've seen my music, I'm very happy with my vocals and all of that. And this year I had 7 gigs, so I'm looking forward to do more of that. 7 gigs, 4 at a pub,
next year
couple
you're
on the street, 1 at a church. I hope so, but I'll just keep working on that. So that's it for me really, and just keep driving my truck and.
Have they fixed the potholes Have they fixed the potholes there on the highways there in New Zealand, or are they still potholes everywhere?
Oh no, well they're fixing it, but where I live, they've been doing roadworks here for probably the last 6 weeks, to Monday to Friday, to about 2 or 3 or 4 in the morning. So there you go.
Well, at least they're fixing something, right?
Yeah, I know, but don't worry. If you want to sleep and go to work, sorry about that, Sonny. Not even 10 meters from the house. I'm like, come on. But honestly, that's what I think, because I know you're big on predictions and seeing things. I think we're starting to see the end, like I said, of the boomers and all that wealth and what that means, you know, because we all know the share market and the stock market is a big Ponzi scheme. So now, you know, it's getting to the point where.
Remember something, okay? A lot of these boomers sold out to the Chinese money laundering too. I spoke to a boomer couple from the city north of me, and they sold their house to a Chinese couple a few months back. And I'm like, did they move into the house at least? No, it's empty. The house is empty. They just bought it to park the money. I'm like,
yeah.
So a lot of these boomers, they're not leaving anything for their kids or grandkids. They're actually selling out to Chinese buyer. I talked to so many people. They say to me, "Oh, I hope a Chinese family comes from China and buys my house for $3 million." It's like, because they know a Canadian can't do it, or a New Zealander can't buy their own property.
Oh, yeah. Well, and this thing, like I talked to Jerry quite a bit about this. You know, we come up with some good solutions and answers, and the you know. Look, you've got a generation there. And look, I'm not here to bash anyone, okay? But you've got a generation there that, look, they got up, they worked at the garage, they did 30 hours a week, they bought a house and had a family, and everything just went right for them. They got a job, they kept getting paid, they put money in the stock market, they made more money, the house went up in value. Oh, look at me, I'm just amazing because everything just works. So they look at us and they look at you and they look at me and say, well, what are you talking about? It worked for me. Just get a job.
Well, a majority of us, and you know this, are unhireable.
Well, yeah, because we got an attitude, because we think for ourselves. I mean, oh my God. And sorry, you're the wrong color. That's what I was going to say. Yeah, so no, look, it's not going to end well. And the other thing with the boomers, and I'll put this in there, and I don't want to offend anyone in the comments, but you know, that, and I've seen this in my life personally. I've also seen it with a lot of people I've spoke to as well. Now, a lot of people are going to come on and say, oh, well, that's not true, and it wasn't like that. But I'm sorry, it was. That generation abdicated their responsibility. They didn't pass on any knowledge or training or practical skills or life skills or anything like that to their kids. Yeah. The odd ones did, but on the majority, they didn't. Because I know plenty of guys who've been in the same situation I have. Oh, didn't your dad this? No, I had to figure it out myself. And what that did is that cost me 10, 15, 20 years. And, yeah, you know, that's why I'm 50 and where I'm at. Now, yeah, okay, I made some bad choices, but, you know.
Life experience, buddy. It's all life experiences. You're learning.
Oh, yeah, I know. And I'm not having a go at it, but what I'm saying to you is the world we're living in now, with the economics and the decline and no one's got any money. Well, like I say, well, what did you think was going to happen? You have a bunch of kids, you don't help them, you spend all the money, you sell out, and then you cut the ladder out underneath them. Well, how do you think that's going to end?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, but no, there's no buts. That's what happened. And then you hollowed out the you know, the middle class, the good jobs, you send it off to China so you could buy your car for $5,000 instead of $30,000.
And it's made out of garbage. It's made out of complete garbage.
And you were like, this is great. I can buy a TV for $200 instead of $2,000. What's the problem? Well, the problem is you didn't do your job. What's your job? You know, I really believe that. You know, what's your job? You know, where was the social conscience to say, hey, we're here to create a world for our kids and pass that on.
Right.
Like, and you know, you see that with a lot of older people. They don't, you know, they're 50 or 60 and they don't want to retire. Like, what are you doing?
Yep.
What are you doing? You're embarrassing yourself.
Yep. A lot of them are.
You know, and then you've got people, certain part of the population, I won't say the word, but you know, they're like 50 odd and I'm strong and independent and I'm looking for a real man. Like, oh, what are you doing? What are you saying? You know what I mean, mate? Like, oh, like, come on, man. That's like me. I'm 50 years old going down the nightclub and, oh, yeah, let's get pressed. Oh, let's have a big party. No, what are you? Go home, son. Go home, mate. What are you? You're a bit old, aren't you? You know what I mean? So, no, that's just a few thoughts. It's a quick call, mate. But,
well, no,
like
okay.
I said,
it's okay. We're going to get you back on in a couple of weeks and you're going to give us some solutions, okay, buddy?
Yeah. But, no, that was a great call, man. Thanks for that.
Yeah, Craig, anytime. God bless you. Send me more of your music. I need it in an MP3 format in my email. I want to be
Oh,
able
okay.
to.
I gotta figure out how to do that.
It's easy. You just take
Okay.
the file folder of the MP3 of your music,
Yeah,
and I
yeah.
want you to let me see if I can find your song. I got 2 of your songs here that
Mm.
you gave permission for me to use here. Well, let me see if I can.
Oh,
find
anything I send you can use it.
Here we go.
Anything.
Craig Cook here. So let me see if I plays here a little bit.
Yeah, well, the last couple of videos I sent to you, they was me doing my gigs, Mike.
Yeah, I saw the gigs. I saw that.
Yeah,
But I
yeah.
want
So
stuff.
that was
I want
that was
stuff,
a lot of fun.
I want MP3 stuff.
Oh yeah, and I want to say this to people, like, and you know, this is something I've been thinking about for a while. You know, I want to say to everyone, look, you know, a lot of us people out here, guys and girls, we're just normal people, and it takes us a while. And I, you know, I say with my music, it takes us a while to do something, to be good at something, develop skills, and you know, just encourage anyone, just, you know, do that. If you really want to do something, go and do it. When I started singing, they said to me, "Oh, you can't do that. Oh, what are you doing? You're embarrassing yourself." And well, here I am. So that's something my dad did teach me. You know, be stubborn.
Good.
You can't let them kill. You can't let them be you. Like,
Nope.
the fact that we're still here, you know, that's like shove that up. Yeah, what's it call it? You know what I mean, Mike?
Yep. That was my. Did you watch my opening monologue?
Yeah, I did. I did. Beautiful.
I said that. I said, "Hey, we're still here after all the shit. We're still here." Yep. All right, Craig. God bless you. We will get you on for solutions in a week or two. Okay, brother?
Good man. Love you guys. Love you, Mike.
Love you too.
Good
God
work.
bless you. All right, that's our boy Craig from New Zealand. He's just outside of Auckland, New Zealand. And that is home to kiwiradio.nz. Let's do a quick channel plug here, guys. We'll get our next caller on right now. We are on fire. Where the hell is my channel plug thingy here? Here it is. And guys, if you want to buy your boy a coffee, please go ahead and buy your boy a coffee. And I'll check for coffees right now and see if anyone picked me up a coffee. Get your boy a coffee, guys. I'm not getting paid to be here, and we got a donation from Jeff, and also, guys, YouTube. I got good news about YouTube. They removed 3,000 subscribers. I've been sitting at 92, 93, 95, then 91 again, 90. They constantly remove. YouTube does not want me to pass 100,000 subscribers. I received an email from them less than a year ago, basically telling me that they will not be sending me a button if I do reach 100,000 subscribers because I am not credible. We have 6,100 videos basically telling you how this shit's going to unfold and how it's going to go down the next 10 more years. And there's kiwiradio.nz from New Zealand if you guys want to scroll all the way to the bottom here on the first page, and you'll find right here Mike Martin replays and call-ins on Mike in the Night. And our Facebook, I'm not bragging, but Facebook and Instagram are the 2 pages you want to be on. People are using the A word, the B word, the C word, the D word, the E word, the F word, the G word. They're using every word on there, and Facebook is wide open, and my stuff is just blowing up. And I'm not bragging about Facebook or Instagram. I'm just letting you guys know that Facebook and Instagram is the new Wild West, and MikeInTheNight.org will take you to episodes of Mike in the Night. We have some queued up here for you.
We took off and we floated around Lake Shasta for 3 days, and when it would get real hot in the daytime, everybody just throw a dive, just dive right off there and cool off. And we had so much food, it was like a floating 7-Eleven,
So that's episode 600 of Mike in the Night. It's 6-hour special. And then we got, look at this, Mike in the Night 592.
I don't think I'm being naive either, because whose elites are you talking about? You think the Chinese, who have like the world's most rocking economy right now and control 1.4 billion people and influence another 4 billion people, do you think their elites are really answering to George Soros? Seriously? Or well, you can't be Jacob Rush. I think he's dead now.
So there is Supreme Canon, and
They say we're creators, right? We are creators. Everything you see was a thought in someone's head, and they created it. They always said we're creators, but I think we're manipulators. We're manipulators and creators, but we manipulate every single thing that you witness has been manipulated.
And there's the Raven there. All kinds of episodes, guys. Like I see the
But that's even gotten crazy.
I see the Australian houses, and I'm like, you could buy that same house in Florida for $90,000. They're paying $2.2 million bucks. But that's
Yeah, I mean,
yeah.
I mean, if it does unwind, it unwinds dramatically, you know. But I just don't think they're ever going to go to real interest rates again.
And that's a Mike in the Night episode 573. Lots of good quality content there for you guys. Lots of hard work. And yeah, we're basically, we don't get paid. I don't get paid. So we're just here to be here. We're here to, yeah. China doesn't have a billion population. Nope, that's right, Tig. Nope. No way. Watch my videos from 10 years ago, 5 years ago, last year. China just, no way. I don't care. No way. Nope. Doesn't add up. Nope. No. Nope. It's a lie. It's all lying. It's all bullshit. All right. So we got Craig on the show. We got Dallas Dalton on the show. And, okay. Wait, we got one more. We got DY. Hold on. She sent me something here. It's about China. Okay, hold on a second. Okay, okay, so someone sent me 5,000 KRWs. I'm not sure what that is. So someone just sent me 5,000 KRWs. I'm not sure. I'm sorry, I don't know. But 5,000 KRWs and per character cheerfully blowing a party horn. Yeah, that's what we're doing here tonight. Let me save this image here. So, DY sent me something. Okay, and it's an image here. All right, what is this? Okay. All right, I'm just going to get DY on the show right now, and we'll go over this right now. And let's get her on right now. Start call.
The light when it's burning low, only miss the sun when it starts to snow, only know you love her when you let her go, only know you've been high when you're feeling low, only hate the road when you're missing home, only know you love her when you let her go. Let her go.
All right, DY is not picking up. I don't know why. I just, she's not picking up, DY. Well, DY, are you okay? So she's not picking up her phone. I don't know why.
Bottom of your glass, hoping one day you'll make a dream last. The dreams come slow and they go so fast. Well, you see her when you close your eyes. Maybe one day you'll understand why. 'Cause everything you touch, it surely dies. Well, you only need the light when it's burning low. Only miss the sun when it starts to snow. Only know you love her when you let her go.
That's our boy Craig Cook there that was just on from New Zealand. I'm trying to call DY back. She sent me this. This thing here. And I want to know what she's talking about here. So DY sent me this. But she's not answering her phone. We will try to get her back on the phone. I know she might be working though. She's in Australia and it's Tuesday afternoon, so she might be at work. I don't know. But we'll get her back. We'll get her online ASAP to find out what's going on. Okay, so we're going down the list here one by one. And we have my personal bodyguard, PDS10. And let's get him on. Could he call? He's got to call. He's got to call in and give us what the hell's going on. And PDS10 is one of the very few people on social, like in the whole chat, that actually knew me when I was a kid. When I was like 6 years, 7, 8 years old. He actually knew me when I was 6, 7. He was like 9, 10. But he knew me, right? And it's hard to find people that are not family that remember you as being that age. You go out and find people that are not family that remember you being 6, 7, and 8. Go ahead and find. Go out and see how many people remember you being 6, 7, 8, 9 years old. Play the video I sent you. In Instagram? I got to be careful. Dude, I got to be careful because I played... Oh, this one here. I got to be very careful with videos I played. I played a video for you guys last week or the week before about apple juice. And it actually flagged my video. And it was disallowed in like 23 countries. So I got to be really, really, really careful with what I play on here. I want to play your stuff that you guys send me. Hold on, I gotta... Okay, it's playing. Hold on, guys. I got this video playing here in the background. It's gonna flag me. Hello, DY? Hello? No answer. Hello? We're not getting an answer here. Damn it. Yeah, guys, be careful with music. If it's not your music, I can't play it. I can't. They'll shut it down. That little jingle that you guys just heard might shut down. Not shut it down, but it just, the video won't be, no one could see the video. It doesn't get put out there. That's the problem we're having. We got Supreme Cannon in the live chat here. And, okay, DY's trying to call back again. Okay, pick it up. Join call. Please tell me you could hear me.
Hello? Hello?
Yeah, can you hear me?
Hello?
Yes, hello.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I could hear you perfectly.
Oh, great.
Okay, well, I got your picture here that you sent me with all this red writing.
Could you put it up?
I have it up right now on screen.
Okay. I missed out on your predictions though.
Go ahead.
The West is finished.
Well,
so,
yeah, go.
Like, next year is the year of the fire horse.
Yes.
So, fire horse, like, Matthew was sort of like, almost like, sort of like saying that this is almost like one of the horsemen, of the four horsemen.
Yes.
Yeah, so we already had plague, which is CV-19. You have pestilence, which is immigration.
Mm-hmm.
And now you have war.
Yes.
So the year of the fire horse will be an arbiter of war.
You know, I wanted to tell...
The reason...
Uh-huh.
Like, the reason why silver is going up now, it is because they need silver for war.
Right.
Okay?
Yep, they need lots of those missiles and cruise missiles and lots of those... Yeah.
Yeah, in 2 days, the export of silver from China will be shut for control. I will imagine that the US will start to get desperate. So nobody goes to war for people and mountains. Okay? Taiwan is not the issue. The war will come to Australia. Why? Because we have the resources that NATO could not obtain from Russia, Greenland, Canada, nor South America. The war will come to Australia. That's the reason why the naval ship was doing exercise between the coast of New South Wales and New Zealand the other day. It was to test the whether Australia would start to defend itself, and it didn't. It made the whole trek around the whole country before moving away towards Indonesia.
Okay.
Indonesia has now the first high-speed rail built by China between Jakarta and Padang.
Right.
We, Australia, can't even fix a pothole.
Right. They don't fix potholes in Australia, but they build. Yeah. Continue.
Oh, okay. CBDC is a way to ration supply. The reason why we had the lockdowns wasn't to defend everyone from a disease.
No,
it was to prevent the optics of empty shelves.
Okay.
Understand this?
Yes.
It was to prevent the optics of empty shelves. When you have empty shelves, what do people do?
Mass hysteria.
That's it. So now, the reason why they're doing these censorship for the social media is now to prevent information getting out to the rest of the world. The world is always watching. From X, from Facebook, from Instagram, from TikTok, from Xiaohongshu, from everything. They're always watching. They're always listening. Whenever you see the politician talking on the TV, it's not to talk to the public. It's to talk between nations.
Right.
Okay? So, I am projecting the war will come to Australia between 2027 to 2028.
Okay.
China is already ahead in technology by 20 years.
But Australia's been at war. But Australia's been at war for the last decade.
No. You ain't seen nothing yet.
No. I'm talking about like psychological warfare, your water wars.
Nothing. That's nothing. Okay? The psychological warfare is just priming the people to be pacified.
Right.
Okay? Right? The war will really come when you start to see the already present military men get up and do the full scale invasion.
Okay.
The last time the Navy frigate was able to come into Sydney Harbour.
Yes.
And just pick up the milk.
I covered that.
The powdered milk.
I covered that baby nothing. Formula. Chinese military shows up.
Formula, look, if the Navy can just come in and pick up the thing, Australia is defenseless.
Yep, defenseless. We covered this. Remember in 2017?
Yeah.
We covered this.
Listen. Okay. Prior to Japan starting to invade Korea, China, Singapore, yada. Okay. They were getting all their resources for rubber, tin, whatever, and then the president at the time, I believe it's Roosevelt, put sanctions on Japan.
Right.
That's when the military started to take action. Instead, they basically usurped the emperor of Japan and decided to go into China, Korea, blah, 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 blah. You watch. Hegseth will start to become the real face of America. not the clown that you see there. Right? The clown is just a pacifier. It's for the public.
Are you talking about the Roosevelts? Are you talking about the Morale embargo in 1939?
Yeah. Whatever bullshit name they come up with.
Yeah. Yeah, and then in the 1940, I think it was called the Export Control Act. Yeah, it's all bullshit. And then the scrap. Oh, remember the scrap metal embargo in 1940?
Whatever. Like, look at the picture that I sent you.
I
Okay.
have it open right now for everyone to see on full screen.
Yeah. I want everyone to look at that picture and save it. Right. This is your future. Okay.
Yeah, there it is. I got it open right here.
You guys are finished. You guys are finished. Finished. Right? The Russians, the Chinese, they're already trading with each other without the US dollar.
Yep.
You guys are done. You're done. Okay? I'm foreseeing that Australia will be balkanized. Same with Canada, same with the US. You'll all be balkanized. You're done. It's only a matter of time.
Yeah.
There's no more men. The thing is, it's like ranting is not going to do shit. Protesting will not do nothing. You need a Robespierre or a Marie Antoinette scenario before you can see change. But because everyone's fat and happy, nobody going to do nothing. That's it. You're done. Finish.
All right.
That's all I got to say.
No.
See you around. Bye.
All right. Bye. So that was DY out of Australia, sending us this disturbing image here. China hyperinflation pre-World War I, Britain devaluation of silver, and then U.S. Canada hyperinflation can't defend U.S. U.S. dollar no longer, and then Europe is falling apart. Resources, new golds. Europe falling apart. Russia. So here he is. Here is the piece of the puzzle. What I've been saying. China last week announced a population crisis. China on paper has 1.4 billion people. But they're having a population crisis. Because I believe the key to this puzzle that will make this all fall apart is China only has 400 million people and 200 million are over 60. I'm not kidding you guys. I'm not bullshitting you guys. This might go into full-scale hot war because China knows it can't win, or it's at a point where it can't win. So DY came on and told us that it's over for us. And someone sent me a Substack. That's Paul. I want to play his video here, but it's got effing music on it that's gonna shut my video down. Is what it's gonna do, and it's gonna shut the video down. Not shut it down in its tracks, but it's not gonna be able to be seen. And I gotta get this message out there for all you guys. And okay, so that was DY we had on the show. And let me just go down the list. I'm still going down. Guys, I know some of you guys have been sitting in queue for 2 hours. Okay? I know you've been, like, what time? How long has the show been going? Yeah, it's been 2 hours you've been in queue. We got to go to Eduardo. And then after that is... Let me go down the list. And then we may have Supreme Cannon. So it's Eduardo in the queue. So, guys, when Mike of the Night starts, queue yourself up here in my chat. And then I'm going to know who's wants to come on or whatever. So I don't have to find people to call and randomly F around. And we'll get Supreme Cannon to wind the show down tonight. If he's available. He should be. And we could get him to follow up on DY and her massive proposal here on how the West is finished. But I if the people in power, if the people take the power back, no one's going to win nothing. It's going to be a fight to the knife. I think it will be a fight to the knife. And I'm talking no guns, no bullets. I'm talking a fight to the knife. Right? You're out of ammo. You're out of, they'll fight right to the end, man. Till you got nothing. You don't even have a sidearm on you. It's going to be a fight to the knife. I have a feeling, man. If what she's saying is going to happen, then it will be a fight to the knife. So, yeah, DY is saying it's China is 20 years ahead in technology. But if they don't have 1.4 billion people like they've been telling us and lying to us about, they're in trouble. Right? All right, hold on. I'm just trying to get Eduardo's here again. Okay, I'm going to get you on, buddy.
Only know you've been high when you're feeling love. Only hate the
You are tuned in to
road
Mike of the
when
Night, the
you're
voice of the
missing
Commonwealth.
love. Only know you love her when you let her go. Staring at the ceiling in your dark, same old empty feeling in your heart. 'Cause love comes slow and it goes so fast. While you see her when you fall asleep, but never to touch and never to keep. 'Cause you love too much and you die too
Hello?
deep.
Hello.
Who the hell is this?
Just some guy north of Toronto with a dog that's got the. Yeah. My dog's got the zoomies again. You hear? Anyways, the caller before the last one, you were talking about how kids can't get jobs and stuff.
You're talking about the 3 callers back.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Knock it off, Bubba. Enough. I don't know if you can hear the dog or not.
Yes, I can. It's crying.
She wants to play. She's got the zoomies. No, quiet. We're live now. Anyways, when I went to college, I had an accident when I was 33, so that's almost 30 years ago. When I went to high school, I was a solid D to E student.
Yeah.
Mind you, advanced courses, but always advanced courses, but was not a great student. I didn't do that well. I never did homework. I never studied. No, knock it off. Kids these days, you're hiring. My brother just hired some guys, 21, 22 years old. They've been out of the school for a couple years. Stop it. No. Excuse me, Mike. She just started doing this. She's usually not like this. Anyways, yeah, kids can't even get to work for 7 a.m.
Yeah.
It's not a big deal. Like my brother, he cuts guys a lot of slack. Late once, warning. Late twice, final warning. Late third time, go home. That's just the way it is.
Mm-hmm.
So at least the immigrants know that they got to show up on time, right?
Immigrants, not migrants. Immigrants.
Well, I'm sorry, migrants know that they'll show up on time at least. At least that's the way it seems. So they're a little bit more tardy than the kids growing up.
Mm-hmm.
Not all kids, but the ones that we've come across, it's quite common.
There's a lot of kids out
back
there.
in the 80s, remember when Win and they redid the quiet. They redid the oh my god. You want to bring Bubba on live, see what she's got to say?
Yeah.
Here, you want to talk to the microphone? Hey?
Aww. Aww.
Okay, knock it off now. Give me 10 minutes. Anyways, the point I'm trying to make is getting to is look at this. This is Zoomies, guys. This is what I got to put up with.
Such a beautiful dog.
Yeah, unless she eats turkey for dinner. Come on, knock it off. I don't know what's into her tonight. Oh my goodness. Not to ruin your show. Anyways, the point I'm trying to make, Kathleen Wynne, the 80s and the 90s, they dumbed down the education system. Nobody was allowed to fail.
Mm-hmm.
They got rid of all the shop and home ec courses. I don't think there's any there's maybe one high school in all of Markham that offers a shop. Industrial arts is gone. Everybody focused on computers and YouTube and internet. Doesn't really, okay, it helps us a little bit, but as far as productivity goes, and
the only way to make it on YouTube, and I've been on YouTube 15 years, you have to lie. If you lie, you get ahead. And you've pushed the narratives, you get ahead. That you get money, you get paid. You could do well lying to people. And
yeah, and which narrative are they pushing? It's called the Kalergi Plan, people. 1924, they came out with this.
Mm-hmm.
Was an extension of was how to bring in communism.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't know why people just can't connect the dots. And communists lie a lot,
Mm-hmm.
like a lot. And that's why the feminism that came out in the 70s and 80s, that was all part of the Clarity Plan. It all goes back to the Clarity Plan and the Communist Manifesto. They've destroyed, and they're doing a good job of it too. We got falling birth rates, we got divorces through the roof, we got broken families, we got government support. The amount of people that are working for the government now, huge. 40, 50 years ago, you worked for the government, you made less because they knew you had a job for life, pretty much. It was almost impossible to get fired even 40, 50 years ago. But there was a little bit of accountability. We've lost all the accountability. We've dumbed down the education system, so we've lost our competitive edge here. And what do you expect? Like the math that I was learning in grade 6 30 years ago is what they were covering in first year of college.
Yep.
So don't tell me, oh, the education hasn't gone down much. It's horrendous. Grammar, like I said, guys, I was a solid D. I got the odd C, maybe 1B, but a solid D student in advanced courses in high school. So I was not a very educated guy, as you can tell by the way I speak. I did construction for many years, but I did okay with tooling and having a machine shop for a few years. And I wasn't afraid to get my hands dirty. But if someone said be there at 9, you can bet, or be there at 8 or 7, I was going to be there for 7, usually 10 minutes early. This when they took away the strap, same shit. Now you got people, you can see the videos where people are, cursing at teachers. I don't know how teachers can teach these days. But they've ruined the system. The communists have ruined the system. It's our own fault. All these so-called liberals or communists, as I like to refer to them, they've done this to us. And look at the horrors of the 1920s, 1930s, with the where people actually starved to death under the communists in Russia. By the way, they weren't Christian Russians that were leading the country. A lot of those guys actually came from New York City. I can't remember if it was Lenin or Stalin, but one of those guys grew up and went to school in New York City. But he was a communist. And look at the horrendous things they've done. Now we've got legalized MAID. We're allowed to kill people in the hospital. Kids
Did you see that short I made yesterday?
Yeah, I seen that. You nailed that one.
That's pretty bad, dude. They now you could sign ahead, just like an organ donor, signing the back of your card to donate your organs when you die. You could sign ahead and MAID now. You could sign right now. If you're 30, 40 years old, you could sign up for it when you are incapacitated or whatever. They'll come and kill you. They'll come and get you, and they'll kill you. This is, Eduardo, the government-sanctioned murder I've been warning about for years.
Why do we even call them government? Why don't we call them worse than the mafia? Or they're criminals, all of them, as far as I'm concerned.
The mafia actually dresses nice, and they tell you if you fuck up, they'll kill you. They'll tell you to your face what the deal is. The government doesn't tell you what the deal is. The government just lies, and then lies about that lie, and then they're on lie 2004.
So, yeah, we got to push our narrative, which is the government hates you. They're only around to fill their pockets and screw you over. People got to get used to this idea. Again, it's not like the way it was back in the 50s and 60s. Nowhere near as bad. But man, oh man, whatever the government touches turns to shit.
Well, that's the whole point.
A new police station was built. I was driving a guy home last night on Eglinton Avenue, just past Birchmount. I remember that police station. For years and years, I used to drive by it. It was a little, maybe single story, probably 3,000 square foot, maybe 4,000 square feet max. The monstrosity they put on top of it, it's got to be 20,000 square feet, 2 stories. $40 million?
It's money laundering. Like that bullshit bridge they're building in Ontario. They're building a bullshit bridge, $1 trillion, what is it, $1 billion, whatever dollars, $1 billion, $2 billion? It's all money laundering. It's bullshit.
Yeah,
They want to put a stop sign outside your house because somebody got smashed by a car and they should put a stop there. It's going to cost $40,000 to put up a stop sign. It's all bullshit.
And then they put lights for these, like on York Region Road 30, coming north of Pickering, Scarborough. There's that, used to be the airport lands that were expropriated back in the 70s. Pierre Elliott Trudeau did that. Now most of that land's turned into federal and provincial parkland. So if one or two people will cross the road, let's put in a stoplight. For what? You know, it's just mind-blowing the way these guys are wasting money.
Yeah, because it's going to cost $1 million to put a stoplight in. Realistically, it costs 40 grand, but they're going to do it for $1 million.
Yeah. So I don't know how long it's going to take people to figure out that their government hates them, and that the government is nothing more than a type of mafia. Actually, they're worse than mafia. At least mafia, you're right, they dress well and they'll warn you once. No, not our government. So they're just stealing our money.
Yeah.
And I don't know how long it's going to take for people to figure it out. And unfortunately in Canada, it's got to get way worse before it's going to start to get better. The brainwashing is just too deep. It's still on the media. Why do you think Trudeau bought the media back in 2019?
Well, remember we were reporting. No, you're wrong. It started in 2017, where the first bailout happened with the CBC, and then in 2018 was the CBC and CTV, and then 2019 was CBC, CTV, and Global. So it's been happening for years now. This didn't happen this has been happening for years.
And what year did they say they took it out of the criminal code where the media is allowed to lie?
That was in 2018.
Yeah, isn't that wonderful?
Well, forget that. Now that we're allowed to speak freely, what about a video we made back in 2017? We made a very well documented video that the government made it illegal for anybody or can't sue vaccine companies when they fuck you up. How about that? How about that fucking law? Back in 2017, and that video got taken down from a year after for harassment and bullying. When I quoted all the documents and the documentation from the PDF from the government bureau, explaining that, hey, you can't sue vaccine companies when they fucking kill you.
Yep. Hey, check the chat. I don't want to go too long if you got so many callers lined up.
We'll just have Supreme Canon is my last on the list here. If Supreme Canon, if you're watching the show, can you please go to your Instagram chat? I sent you an important emergency message. Please go to your Instagram chat. Thank you. Okay, go ahead.
Yeah, so just tell them to say hi, I'm ready or something, and you'll see that in your chat come up, right?
Yeah.
So yeah, and I don't know. It's the intentional demolition of the West. This is what the communists have to do: get as many people on the public payroll as possible, and then we're basically in communism. It's already over 50% if you add in all the teachers and municipalities and provincial employees.
Mm-hmm.
If you think about it, so, and they're allowed to vote. And for myself, if I can vote for who my boss is,
mm-hmm.
of course I'm going to vote for the boss that's going to pay me the best.
Yeah.
Yeah. Isn't that not a conflict of interest?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So as far as I'm concerned, anyone that works for the government should not be allowed to vote in any election because you're part of it. It's conflict of interest. Then maybe things will change sooner than later.
Mm-hmm.
Then maybe the politicians will say, oh, shit. I mean, we can't bribe all our employees? Ooh, that's not good. We might have to listen to the people who actually work and pay taxes.
We got Leonardo Silva here. He's got to be Portuguese. He's saying Europe funds numerous projects in Africa under the Global Gateway Initiative, a $150 billion Euro investment package for Africa, targeting green, digital, and health sectors, strengthening systems.
And how much of that money actually makes it to South Africa?
Okay, look, we're gonna take a step back here, okay? Because the Clinton Foundation raised $24 million for people in Haiti, and they donated $10,000. Okay, leave me alone.
Didn't they build one house?
Two.
Well, they built two. How do you know it was in the same house from a different angle?
It's two. It was two homes they built, and they donated $10,000 to Haiti. So shut up. These people are here to save us.
Yeah, okay. Sounds like something mobsters would do, isn't it?
No, mobsters wouldn't do that because if another crew found out, they'll pick up the vig and they'll pick up the vig and they'll pick up the slack and then they'll go out after another family and take them out of power. That's how it works with mobsters. Families take over and take over power, and the structure changes. And our governments stay the fuck right there where they are, following the same fucking agenda right through.
Oh, you know who I spoke to last night in person? Bill Watcott. Remember him?
You gotta refresh me, buddy.
This is about 6 years ago. He was at one of the Toronto Pride parades, dressed up as some kind of green monster.
Okay.
He was handing out these condoms, packages that look like condoms,
Mm-hmm.
as a green monster, of course. And he was approved to join. And he was handing these things out, and all it was a little pamphlet inside, looked like condom package. It said if you're not using a condom and you're involved in gay sex, these are all the health risks you could be getting.
Mhm.
And lawfare, they've thrown lawfare at him big time. The Crown is appealing his case, even though it's been dismissed. He's going back to court in May.
To try and create awareness to people?
Yeah. To save gay lives, believe it or not. But because it doesn't follow the agenda, they got to go after him.
Dude, this
There's
is
another
really hard.
beekeeper. There's a beekeeper. This guy that sells bee stuff in Toronto. Apparently,
So he's a
I don't-
humble, hardworking guy that wants to protect, not protect, but wants to do something right in his life.
Yeah, so he had some brochures describing what the protocols of Zion are about, or just the protocols of Zion. It was in his shop. Some Antifa took offense to this. He's getting charged for hate speech.
Okay.
For having printed literature in his store.
Yeah.
You wonder how far we've come. So yeah, first they did to my to the guy down the street, and I didn't care. Then they did to another neighbor. I didn't care. Now they're doing it to me. There's no one else to help me.
That's right.
So by not standing up, we're allowing this to happen, guys.
Yeah. All right.
People got to get way more active. They got to show up when there's court cases. When people are asking on Facebook to show up to a court case or something, we got to get the public putting pressure on these judges. If the judges see that nobody's watching, they're going to do what their bosses tell them to do, as opposed to following the law. If they see there's a huge, overfilled courtrooms and people are in the hallways, they're going to be a little bit more careful. And usually the cases go our way because we still have a little bit of rule of law in this country. Not much, but there's still a bit. Show up to your town council meeting when they're passing some draconian motions. People got to take more of an interest.
Mm-hmm.
If you don't take an interest, you're going to say, you think, somebody else will do it? Nope. Those people are asleep. You've woken up. It's your responsibility. Go into your town council meeting, have your phone going, and if they lock you up, get a hold of me. I'll show you how to get around it. Just be very respectful, be very quiet, but go record those lives in the city councils. They'll start to change their tune once they know they're being recorded and they can't edit the videos that they put out publicly.
I just can't believe how people could go out of their way to betray how can you betray your own people? How can you betray your own people?
They've been brainwashed, Mike. That's what mainstream media is good for. Turn that damn TV off. Start there. And stop listening to the radio. CFRB 1010. What a bunch of commies. I can't stand these guys. I turn that on for 2 minutes. I want to puke just listening to their weather report.
Yeah. All right. I got Supreme Cannon on hold here. We're going to get him on the show next. He's going to wind the show down for us here tonight on Mike in the Night.
Yeah. All the best to everyone watching.
Yeah.
2026 is not going to be a great year unless you're holding gold and silver. Then you might have a nice smile on your face.
Mm-hmm.
But your money is not safe in the banks. I hate to say it. Later, guys.
God bless you.
You too, Mike. Happy New Year.
Happy New Year. All right, that's Eduardo. giving us the down low here on Mike in the Night. And okay, well, let's see who else we got here. So our guys, we are right now on 7 different platforms, and we just broke 600 people watching. Now we're at 596. Sorry. But anyways, I'm not bragging, guys. It's just we've been here for 15 years. 15 years. And something's starting to break or crumble. Anyways, we got to get Supreme Cannon on here on Mike of the Night, who is going to...
Oh, you only need the light when it's burning low. Only miss the sun when it starts to snow. Only know you love her when you let her go. Only know you've been high when you're feeling low. Only hate the road when you're missing home. Only know you love her when you let her go. And you let her go. Yeah, you let her go. Will you let her go? 'Cause you only need the light when it's burning low. Only miss the sun when it starts to snow. Only know you love her when you let her go.
Hola, Miguel.
Ladies and gentlemen, we got Supreme Cannon here on Mike in the Night, episode 630, buddy. It's been a long time. It's been a very long time, Supreme. We are in season 34, episode 1 on Mike in the Night here. And he's here to help me wind the show down. And I appreciate you coming on and giving us some insight on what is going down, where it's going down, and how it's going down.
Oh, it's my pleasure. Feliz Navidad, everybody. Nice to be here again.
Yeah, Merry Christmas and Happy New Year.
Same to you, buddy. Yeah, here we go again. Darn if we didn't make it to another one, eh?
Yep. And
I vote that we keep doing that.
yeah, we'll just keep doing our best, plugging away, and you know what? We're still here.
That's right. Yeah. There was times it looked pretty sketchy, but
All these years, last 10 years, and all the shit they're throwing at us, and we're still here. We're going into 2026 in a few days.
It is nonstop, my friend, and from every direction. Yeah, it's tough. People like always say, live by a code, internalize it, drill it deep down in your heart, and just don't pay attention to the noise because they're bombarding you from every angle with it. They're trying to make you comply.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, or just not resist.
Yeah.
They're trying to break you down. And let's face it, some days, man, it works. They do their homework. You got to tip your hat to them for that.
Okay, our earlier caller, we're just going to jump into what you're saying here and tie in. Our earlier caller, DY, came in and told us that we're pretty much done. We're finished. So she sent us this image here. You guys can take a screenshot and read that.
Yeah,
I'll leave it up there for a few seconds. And
I'm gonna bring that up.
She's not lying. I mean, DY is not lying here. And let's tell you guys a little bit about DY. DY is a very attractive, model, like a very good-looking, attractive model. And I've seen, on her Instagram and stuff. And she's a really outspoken person. And she's been preaching this for a good while now. So she came on the show and told us we're pretty much done. It's game over. I believe, and I'm just going to tell you what I believe, and you're going to go ahead. I believe that the missing factor in this equation is I believe China's population is 400 million people and 200 million are over 60. I don't believe what they tell us about the statistics and the birth rates. It's all bullshit because China announced last week that they're having a population crisis. They're having with 1.4 billion people. How is that even possible? So I think logically, if China has 1.4 billion people, you may see some sort of an offense of Chinese really pushing the button. Like she said, soldiers on the ground. military men, not psychological war. But I don't believe China has the manpower that they want us to believe. Go ahead, Supreme.
Well, all of Western Europe during the World Wars barely numbered 400 million, so I don't think that's necessarily the problem, Mike. Off the top of my head, China has done a lot of automation, right? They're using AI in every way that they can for their economic production. Yes, an aging population is a problem, and they're working hard to resolve that because obviously they're not dumb people. They see the problems. But the other thing that we need to keep in mind is these are people that are working their way up from the century of humiliation and then the Civil War and the Cultural Revolution and then building out their infrastructure when they became the workshop to the world. So, yeah, they're wealthy. Everyone is overall wealthy. There's areas that are poor, but look at North America. One of the industrial gems of the entire world was Detroit. Look at it now, right? Like it's gone completely backwards. So this can happen anywhere. But number one, I don't think China needs to put boots on the ground anywhere. I don't think they're really gonna. I mean, they're a threat to Taiwan just as much as the U.S. has made Taiwan a threat to the mainland.
Do you see China taking Australia?
No, it's too far away, and the U.S. Navy would intervene.
And
it would be World War. Anything that results in World War III means the nukes fly. It's not happening. And why would that? Australia is happy to sell them coal and iron ore and meat and baby formula and whatever else. They've become quite dependent on it, actually. So I don't think so. I think they'd like to, avoid it. But the thing about America, the Anglo way of war is you provoke the other guy to do something, right? So they're going to try provocations. I see Ukraine just sent 90 odd drones against Putin's personal residence this last couple of days. So, that's MI6 and, the SBU in Ukraine and all the usual people trying to cause provocations. They're trying to get people stirred up. And the reason they're doing it, I think, is so that America is forced to intervene. Look what our favorite country in the Eastern Mediterranean did attacking Iran last summer. Like everyone is trying to force the U.S. to intervene. They're trying to force them to do it. So they're being provoked to do stuff too. Yeah, well, if it becomes a matter of not being able to get resources to feed their industries, obviously there's a big controversy with the shortage of silver right now. And it looks like part of the reason Venezuela is being blockaded isn't just oil. It's to keep, one of the major silver producing areas of the world from delivering more product to China.
Right.
I strongly suspect that's part of it too. This is probably more a silver war than an oil war from the looks of it. And that's not going to get resolved unless they come to some kind of negotiation. I see how they've juxtaposed all the different powers in the world circa 1914, and a lot of it makes sense. I can't disagree with it. But it's obviously not going to unfold that way if war does break out. The thing is, Russia is a lot more ready for war now than it was in 1914. China was a divided, colonized, basically conquered landmass. Every power in Europe plus Japan had troops there. So they're definitely not going to let that happen again. The thing that people need to keep in mind is Russia and China themselves have been metaphorically gang raped by the Western financial and imperial system already. They know the playbook very well. And I guarantee they've spent the last 20 years, same as Iran, preparing for what they were expecting. And I think that's going to create a standoff. I don't think it's going to go full kinetic, because the U.S. doesn't really have any strong proxies. The last strong proxy they had was Ukraine. Well, that completely failed. And now Europe is collapsing. NATO is collapsing.
And your friend Mark Carney just sent $2 billion or whatever dollars.
Yeah, well, on the bright side, half of it is coming back to Ottawa anyway, I'm sure. So
it's all laundered, and it's going to hit back the bank accounts out here for the corrupt.
Yeah, or it's heading to aerospace and arms manufacturers here, or one way or the other. We're not really giving them money; we're giving it to our own defense plants, and obviously generous bribes, and who knows where half those weapons are going. because they don't seem to be showing. Oh, they don't all seem to be showing up on the ground in Ukraine. Let's put it that way. So yeah, it's. I agree with that. It's going to be a wild year. Yeah, like we've pounded on the table now. I mean, I've been talking to you on this channel for 6 years now, and I've been pounding on the table. I mean, I understand our means are limited. I understand you can't do everything, and the people around you probably tell them, well, we should put some extra food away, and they don't listen. They just don't listen. Like we're done trying to convince people. I think it's just we look after ourselves, and then hopefully we have what we need to look after the people we love. You're going to have to practice triage and be very selective about who you help. I don't like it. I don't like any of it. But all of the things we were talking about, they took longer to arrive than we thought they would. But and it's dragged out a long time because the powers that be, well, we couldn't expect them to give up without a fight. But they're losing. They are losing their grip. They're pretty desperate now. I mean, Germany is rearming. Japan is rearming. It will take 10 years for them to arm. Japan and Russia, or China and Russia, already have a major head start in that regard. They're not going to catch up. It's not possible. And then how are you going to sell a war to the average young European man or American or Canadian young man who's been completely disenfranchised in his own country?
Yeah, that's what I kept saying. Who are you going to fight for? I'm going to go fight to protect Chinese communist interests in Canada?
Well, that's right. Yeah,
the Chinese control the fentanyl and the drug trade in Canada. The Chinese own a good portion of our real estate. The Chinese control the supply and demand and artificial shortages. We got 3.1 million empty homes across Canada, condos and houses and mixed townhomes, whatever. 3.1 million empty. And what does the government do? He goes after Canadian people that have Airbnb residents and blaming them for the housing shortage, and not the 3.1 million empty units across Canada owned by Chinese corporations.
Sure, but those are just safety deposit boxes to store money, right? It's in the end, that's what they're doing. Canadian real estate seemed like it was going to go to the moon. I would not be surprised if a lot of those people stopped dumping them, especially if relations really break down. Because I mean, we can say that Canada is allied with China, but America has the veto on that. It's not happening. I don't think it is. It's not going to unfold that way anyway. And you can't really expect Ottawa, okay, we're going to start cracking down on people when you've got 3 provinces that are talking separation. I mean, if they were smart, they'd back off. But they're not smart, but they're also desperate, right? They're trying to keep this thing going in Europe right now. Yeah, this is the thing. If Canada can hold together 2 more electoral cycles, all those old elbows up liberal boomers, those absolutely tedious people that have been making our lives so terrible will be dead.
Yeah.
They won't be an issue.
Well, Canada's GDP, if you go back and watch our little shorts in order, Canada's GDP contraction is contracting in 11 major sectors. Mortgage debt is hitting historic levels, and household savings are collapsing. Okay.
Yeah,
we got tons of layoffs, and most of these layoffs are quiet layoffs. We had our first caller in, or second caller in, telling about massive layoffs everywhere in small to medium businesses. Central banks are trapped with this bad debt and rate cuts, and now inflation, and they got to raise rates to hedge against it because the bond market, and then commercial real estate vacancies. No one's talking about that, but we have acreage of commercial office buildings that are completely empty, and then food prices are not stabilizing, and then if they do stabilize food prices, shrinkflation kicks in and everything gets smaller, but you're still paying the same, but you're getting less, right? Yeah. And then we got rent control failures, punishing the renters, and then immigration targets that we have to follow to because of when Canada in 2018 signed the UN Migration Pact, Trudeau signed that, and they have to get so many migrants in per year, and they're going to be monitoring that. Young adults abandoning home ownership. We have multi-generational households folding because they just can't keep the lights on anymore. Foreign capital's taken over. It's like it's the rare cancers. It's this doctors admitting that they're not really helping anybody. Pfizer just announced 100 and something years in existence, and they haven't cured a damn thing in 100 something years.
Yeah, that's right. And it's all coming out, isn't it? It's all entering the public consciousness, despite censorship, despite narrative maintaining legacy media. Nobody's watching that stuff anymore under the age of 40.
Well, they're watching Mike in the Night now.
They're watching Mike in the Night, baby. You bet. Or nearest equivalent.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Or they're on X, or they're on Facebook, or they're wherever. Yeah, that's right. Or Douyin and those other, or VK in Russia or China. Right. Yeah. No, I mean, the young have their own media access, and these people were caught completely off guard in 2016.
Yeah.
They didn't realize what a groundswell there had been. We
were here to warn people about it.
Yeah, unfortunately.
We were here, and people laughed us off the stage, and we kept coming back, and we kept coming back.
They were wrong, weren't they?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's not just a matter of we were right. They were wrong.
Yeah.
So, they don't count. Who cares? I mean, insofar as the social media platforms, their leadership is just making a career out of harassing people that don't agree with them.
Right.
But they're not cases anyway. How could anybody possibly agree with them? But again, as we're going through our time, economic downturn, massive layoffs, and not just blue collar jobs, right? Like the paper pushing jobs, AI is coming for the paper pushing jobs.
Yeah.
It's not coming for the plumbers and the loggers.
No.
It's coming for the make work.
Blue collar will be fine.
Government and corporate daycare, adult daycare jobs. Those are the ones that are going to be affected. And the problem is those are also massive demographics, right? Comprising a lot of minorities and ladies, right? Well, it's just true, right? They were affirmative action for the most part, and and those people vote. It's not going to unroll the way they say it is. They're building data centers all over North America, Mike.
They're building one here in my town.
Yeah, well, this is the problem, though, right? They built in California and Oregon, and they wanted to build one in Michigan, and the private equity company that was backing it backed out because there's probably half a dozen in America that were built, and then they went to the hydro company and said, okay, hook us up, and they said, forget it. You put out the lights in the next 3 counties. So there's just an incredible amount of money being poured into these stupid things, and they can't even turn the lights on. Okay, well, we'll get natural gas and turbines to make our own power. Gas turbines are on a 5-year backlog. At the rate they're building data centers in America, they would suck up all the juice produced in America by 2030.
One's being built in my town. It's almost completed.
Well, BC Hydro has a lot of extra juice.
Mm-hmm.
But the question is, how's it going to affect the average residential hydro bill? That's the question.
Right.
I think it's a little bit different here as opposed to, the private utilities that they have in the States. But, nobody asked for this. Nobody voted for it. Oh, it's just AI is the future and it's coming. Well, you could make the case for .com 25 years ago. But AI, no, not really. Not really. We're just all real tired of this. We can't get ahead. We can't even find work. Owning a home is a pipe dream. So you got all these young people. Well, we need a war to distract everybody. They're already distracted. They're looking right at you.
Right.
Guys, take all these young guys and sweep them off the street, give them military training and put heavy weapons in their hands.
That's
you
what
probably
they were doing
have the power to do that. And that's the end of their power. They don't get to decide where they point those weapons, do they? No, that's how bad it is. They're stupid. They're out of their minds. They're frantic. They are frantic.
Well, do you remember back in 2022-ish or 2023-ish when we were covering the whole Ukraine war and we're trying to tell people, hey guys, look what's happening here. There's Ukrainian army officials armed to the teeth standing outside of nightclubs waiting for the young men to come up and put them in vans and force them into the army.
Yes.
It's crazy.
Yeah, it's mass murder.
Yep, and then our media is like, well, Ukraine needs aid, Ukraine needs help. Ukraine started a lot of this, and we kept telling everyone, don't take sides on this shit. It's all bullshit.
Well, that's the thing, Like I think it's pretty plain that militarily the Russians will prevail. It doesn't mean I'm pro-Putin or pro-Russia or anything else. I'm a Canadian. I don't want to be involved in this at all.
Yeah.
I have no dog in that fight.
Mm-hmm.
Other than, for whatever reason, the UK has decided that they're at war with Russia, and now they're trying to drag the whole Commonwealth into it. Well, that's not going to fly because they're already on the brink of civil war over there. one more stupid thing, and that's probably going to be the fuse reaching the powder. You know what I mean? It's rough, man. It's going to be a wild year. It's going to be a wild year. So my resolution for this year is I turned 60 this summer. You know, time goes by. Thank you. You know, all you have to do is keep breathing long enough. It's going to happen, guys. So, you know, be ready for it. My goal this year is to stay hunkered down as I am. I live in a nice area and it's quiet, thankfully. I'm going to get as strong and healthy as I can, so that by the end of this year, Lord willing, I'm still around. I decide where to go from there. You know, this silver thing. Yeah, I've got some investments in that. I'm very interested, obviously, in what's happening there. But I think if we get into a war or a pre-war situation, there's going to be a lot of money pouring into that sector because the paper economy isn't working anymore.
Nope.
Right. And now they've uncovered all this fraud, you know, in it's probably in all 50 states. And people are, you know, I mean, they're just stretched. They're just stretched, singing tight. They're stressed out. They're pissed off. And now find out stuff like that. Yeah. No, the U.S. is, to me, it's a race which implodes faster, Canada or the U.S. There's going to be a fracture if this doesn't get dealt with. I hate to say it, but I don't think Donald's the man for the job. Someone has to pull the Caesar card. They got to get this under control. Democracy is a terrible idea. The only reason we have it is because it's better than the alternatives, but it always ends. It always comes to an end. It's just not practical, especially when you give the vote to everyone. And you've got so many people in Western democracies that don't contribute. And now they've piled millions more in.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I don't think it's a controlled demolition. I think it's just stupid people who very short-sighted and are just trying to make it to the next election. Because this is exactly what you would do if that was the case. You can't think long-term. You can't plan long-term.
So I got a bit of hate mail here, if I could read it to you. It's somebody from Ohio that's emailing me here saying that you sound like a racist mother effer. The Somalian community has helped America build its strengthened its bonds. Hold on. You sound like a jackal, hyena, when you're saying that why does the Somalian community even exist in America? You're a racist mother, and then goes into other stuff. And I'm like, you know what? Here's the deal. One, I'm grateful that someone in Ohio is watching us.
Sure.
And two, my question is it just trails back to, why are these people in America for? They don't build anything. They don't sustain anything. And then I think it was statistically 78 or 85% of them 10 years later are still on welfare. So it doesn't you get what I'm saying, right? They don't contribute. No. But let's kick out the Europeans because not
on a net basis. No, they're there because they'll vote Democrat. And the other thing about demographics like that is they don't save, they don't invest, they don't compete, they don't contribute, they don't participate, and they don't assimilate. So you give them large amounts of money, and they'll just spend it all. Why do you think these particular targeted groups, they want to give reparations, and they want to give stimulus, and they want to give all this daycare money and stuff like that? Why did they do it? Because they give it to groups that absolutely will blow it all and stimulate the economy.
Yeah.
That's why they do it. It's money laundering. They're there to launder money. That's what they're for. And they put Ilhan Omar into Congress, right? So it's just Democrats buying votes with our money, or Americans' money. How did that community get there? They were brought in because that's why.
Yeah, because
they're not there for any other reason. Other than that, Democrats hate beauty and they just want to disrupt everybody.
Well, I'm sorry about this, Supreme, but I'm going to have to bring this little spiel in one more time.
Sure.
I applied to become an American citizen. I did everything by the book. I made sure I think it was $32,000 in a bank account in America in my name. I had to make sure I had a place in my name, which I had. I had to make sure I had a corporation sponsor me, which I did. I had to run ads for 6 months to make sure I wasn't stealing an American's job, which another company had to run the ads for me to make sure I wasn't cheating. And then I had to do all this other stuff. A criminal background check I had to pay for, all this other stuff. I go into their office after everything's done, and the corporation that sponsored me needs me there for real. I go in, and they basically, the lady told me at the desk, we're not taking your kind now, but you could apply in 5 years. And she wrote something inside my passport, and they told me I had 28 days to leave America.
Yeah. Yeah, well, that's right. They don't want your kind. What does that mean? Is that's not racist? Yeah, this guy's an idiot. This guy from Ohio is a friggin' idiot.
Oh, this is an email. I think it's actually a woman, dude.
It's probably just a troll anyway, man. Like they're just twats. You're not gonna convince them of anything. Yeah. They don't know what they're saying anyway. You know, they're not racist, but everybody that's not white is one of their pets. That's how they see them. They have a very patronizing attitude. So no, I don't respect people like that, and I don't care what they have to say anymore.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody else gets to be racist, you know, except the pale faces, and it's like, well, I don't want to be, but yeah, pattern recognition being what it is, sooner or later, yeah, okay, might be certain neighborhoods I need to stay away from. Fair enough. Mm-hmm. You know, it is what it is right now. But
being in Canada,
these are luxury. But just to finish my thought, Mike, but these are luxury beliefs, and once the money runs out, those beliefs are going to go away too. And a lot of these people, yeah, you talk to them in 10 years, they won't know what you're talking about. I was never like that. I know what you're talking about. They don't believe anything, so it doesn't matter what they say. That's my take.
It's how this pendulum swings back and forth. Bill Maher was anti-Trump. Trump's this, Trump that, motherfucker, Trump, fuck you, Bill Maher. Now, Trump's doing good things now. He flipped the coin. It's like...
Well, they have to start shifting the narrative because, you know, like, I think that there are people on that side of the aisle that realize Trump getting elected was them dodging a bullet too.
Mm-hmm.
Because, you know, what would have happened if, you know, the drunk aunt and that creep became president, vice president? What would have happened?
What I'm saying is now everyone's praising Bill Maher as a hero, and all these other celebrities that were against everything at one point, and then now they're for it all of a sudden. And I'm liking what Trump's doing. It's making my day. It's like, what? Yeah. It's like,
yeah, but he's one of the diminutive Chapeau tribe, right? Like he's going to be practical and pragmatic, and if he has to change his tune once in a while, he's going to.
Yeah, but I don't do that, Supreme. We know we stick to our guns here, and we've always maintained. I don't take down any videos if I'm wrong about something, and if I'm wrong, I let you guys know. And you know what? We've been right about a lot of shit, and you know what? If we are right, we're headed for a mountain of shit this next fucking year.
Yeah, well, yeah, everything's coming to a head now. Yeah, I mean, we said that every year for the last 3 years myself, but yeah, things are moving faster than one of my predictions last year was, Syria would hang out and would survive, and I think Syria actually collapsed within 24 hours of me saying that. Like, yeah, things are moving.
Yep,
things are moving fast. I thought this thing in Central Europe would have been over by now. No, they're pumping money and weapons in there and dragging people off the streets, and they absolutely will keep it going to the last Ukrainian, because it's all dead Russians to them. I mean, they don't care. A Ukrainian to them is just another Russian. So, these people are gullible enough to believe that the British and the French and the Germans actually care about them. Well, yeah. I don't know. You can't help them. They're going to have to learn the hard way, and hopefully they do.
Yeah.
When this is over.
We got Jeff Nugent in the comments saying, so sick of the racist card. Yes, I am a racist. I love racing. Do you not?
Yeah. Yeah. Well, that's a shuck and jive that they used on the pale faces. And we've reached a point in time where, it's not really working anymore. I mean, you got these people that don't really have any beliefs of their own. Everything comes out of their mouth is copyrighted from some TV show or magazine article. And words like that had power because the state enforced them. You had to avoid, if you didn't want your life ruined, if you didn't want to be canceled, then you had to pretend to go along with it. It's still that way in a lot of places. But
I remember
people are sick of it now. It doesn't have the same effect anymore.
Speaking on what you're talking about, I want to add to that real quick here. Back in 80, 81, 82, 83, like a lot of people, like you would not want to be called a homosexual back in the 79, 80, 81, 82. Like no. if someone called you a homosexual or publicly or whatever, that was like a big thing. You know what I mean? Like big shame thing. It was very, a career breaking. You know what I'm trying to say, right?
Absolutely. Yeah. And what is it now? But this is the thing. If you say something about it, then you've got leftists saying, oh, well, you're just in denial. The implication being that you're you're a pole smoker too, right? And they mean it as an insult. So that's what I say. They don't believe anything. They just say whatever the TV said because it makes them feel good.
And then when
it makes them feel like they're doing something and quote unquote making a difference, registered trademark. You know what I mean?
I know what you mean, but once that fizzled out in the mid '80s, then they started going with the whole AIDS thing started to appear, and that went on for about 7-8 years. Then the war on drugs creeped in, and then we went into the whole race card, and the whole race card is now fizzling out because it's done. It's like you have these black people in America that are standing up, and there's a black reverend that I follow on Instagram, and he's standing up and say, well, black people didn't do this, they didn't do that, they don't deserve reparations, it wasn't them, and this and this and that.
Yeah, that's right. Well, that's the thing. You've got the people. Yeah, the economist Thomas Sowell, or Clarence Thomas in the Supreme Court, there's a certain number of them have assimilated just fine. And they've gotten education, but the rest of them were so susceptible to this gutter, ghetto and rap and stuff like that. And the whole thing has just destroyed them. The welfare state has destroyed them.
Yeah.
It's destroyed a lot of pale faces too. I mean, let's face it, there's areas. Why was OxyContin such a scourge in the Appalachians, right? Because you had a lot of people living lives of despair and depression. And, the solution was not, well, let's fix the economy or help these people retrain for something else. It was just, well, you're on your own, learn to code. And, if your town goes empty, oh, well, that's just the way it is. And, they go to the doctor or go to the therapist and they prescribe something like that to help them get them through their day, which sells a lot of chemicals, right? And get people hooked on this stuff. They don't care. America is Babylon. They make merchandise. Daughter of Babylon, and they make merchandise of everything, including the bodies and souls of man. You would never convince me otherwise. The capital city is a Masonic temple complex, for crying out loud. Like, as far as I'm concerned, America is not declining. It's these people trying to turn it into its final form.
Yeah.
All they're missing is building a big tower in the middle of the prairie somewhere.
Which may be being built right now as we speak.
Well, can't rule it out. There's 50-foot Hindu statues in Texas, and I think there's another one going up in the below the Mason-Dixon line somewhere. Just anything that is ugly, anything that is jarring, anything that is an abomination. They're pushing it with taxpayer dollars, and they harass people or threaten their families or throw them in prison if they even so much as speak out.
Yep.
Of course it's going to explode. And they think they're going to win. But I think they made their move 2020 to 2022. And they failed. And they don't know what to do now.
Yeah.
So they're just going to double down because that's all they know how to do. So, yeah, it's going to get rough, but it's not going to have quite the same effect. It's going to reach a point in time. It's not like you don't have protests. It's not like farmers in London and in Brussels and in Amsterdam don't show up from time to time and spray manure all over the buildings when somebody tries to put in an inheritance tax or appropriate their land. And what happens? They back off.
Yeah.
You don't need guns to fight these people. All you need to do is get together. And I want to bring up something.
Yeah.
Speaking as a Canadian who isn't quite ready to give up on the place yet. There is a something called the Dominion Society of Canada. It's mostly young guys, very intelligent young guys. And their X account is growing very fast. And, it's about Canadian heritage. It's about, who we are as a people, because we are people. Damn it. And, they have a channel on Facebook. They've got one on X, and they also have a YouTube channel. And I think, I don't believe that voting doesn't make a difference. They have to at least go through the kabuki, right? They don't have a choice but to do that. That's incredibly expensive and whatever else. I think it's time for like-minded people to form a power block. There are a couple of banners to rally around now, and they don't need a lot of your money. You've got people who will speak for you. And, and I think it's time for people to get off their collective doofus and support it. And speak a little more openly. around your family, yeah, we've all got our liberal, purple-haired people. You got to learn to brush them off.
Mm-hmm.
They don't have the power that you think they do.
No, they don't. They don't have money either.
No, they don't. Most of the money they get is transferred from either deficit spending or from your taxes, which means they need you a hell of a lot more than you need them. Screw them. What are they going to do? Fight you? That's why I'm not worried about military age males coming into the country, because most of these people have the grip strength of a 12-year-old girl.
Mm-hmm.
We can handle them. Our issue is with the traders who brought them in here, who stamped the papers and cut the checks for them to go start moving into hotels all over the country.
Yep. Or buy up our property and leave it empty.
Yeah, they declared Canada a post-national country. Well, they're trying to do the same thing in the UK. The King's year-end message was as globalist as all get out. The Pope is a globalist. All of their people are in these positions of at least visibility, if not actual kinetic power, and they're being rejected. That's not a bad thing. We still outnumber these people 1,000 to 1.
Mm-hmm.
Go have a few drinks, get all the black pilling out of your system, and get angry, and do something about your own life to get yourself ready. And maybe, who knows, maybe we'll sail through this year and it turns out to be not that bad, or at least not worse. But you can't assume anything now. We've been beating the table for 6 years now, telling people to prepare. Well, nothing happens. They got it all figured out. We're just puppets. Well, cut the strings. Fight back a little bit. You don't have to, go gun up. It's not necessary. You don't have to talk that way or think that way. It's not necessary. You just got to make your voice louder than the next one in line, and then the next one in line, and then the next one in line. They've already declared you an undesirable fringe minority, right? Deplorables. They want you dead. The only reason they haven't done it is because they're scared shitless of you. They're freaking cowards. They just provoke, right? That's all they do is poke, and provoke.
Mm-hmm.
Don't let it get to you. Just make yourself stronger, right? And we'll get through this year. I know exactly how everybody feels. I suffer from it too, but it's being done deliberately. It's not a failure on your part. There's nothing wrong with you. You're not imagining it.
Mm-hmm.
But, this has been going on a long time. But all of those evil masterminds that put all of this into motion 100 years ago, they're all dead. They're long gone. They can't do anything to you anymore. And their kids and grandkids are a bunch of drunken and drug-addicted degenerates.
Yep.
With punchable faces. Don't stop being so afraid of them.
Nope.
Stop giving them, ascribing to them divine powers.
Don't worry if someone calls you a racist.
Only God rules. Only God rules.
They
folks.
call you a racist, take it as a compliment because you like racing.
Well, there you go. Yeah, I love racing. Hey, buddy, and then give, offer a handshake or something, whatever. They have these terms that they use. They worked for a while.
They're finished.
But state power still depends on compliance.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Don't comply. If 2 million people in Canada, okay, we're going to ban this channel or we're going to put this on the internet or whatever. If 2 million people said screw you and got VPNs and kept doing their thing, what are they going to do? Really? They're not going to do a damn thing. They'll try to make an example out of a couple, but if there's no actual ringleaders, who's the tall poppy? They're not. If they froze 2 million bank accounts, that's the end of Canada. What would happen to our bond our interest rates, right?
Yeah.
Bond prices.
I got a.
We made them back off already.
I got an email here. Can I read it?
Yeah.
It's an email here. A subject. Hold on, let me read this. I stopped following Alex and Tucker. You're the one I listen to now. Mike, I'm just going to say it straight. I used to follow Alex Jones. I used to watch Tucker every other night. And for a long time, they were right about a lot of things. They woke up people. They shook the tree. They made noise when no one else would, but eventually it started feeling like a loop. Some outrage, same cycle, same outrage, same walls. Then I found you. And yeah, you yell, you rant, you go off, but the difference is you're yelling about real life, money, housing, debt, families getting crushed, people pretending everything is fine when it clearly isn't. You're not talking at people, you're talking for them. When you lose it on topic, it's because it hits home. It's because you've lived it. It's because you're watching regular people get screwed while the system shrugs. I didn't need another polished host in a suit. I didn't need another talking head reading a script. I needed someone who sounded like what I hear in my own head when I'm driving home, staring at prices, bills, and a future that keeps getting pushed further away. So yeah, I stopped following Alex. I stopped watching Tucker, not because they were wrong, but because you're closer to the ground. You're talking about the pressure people actually feel day to day. You say things people are afraid to say out loud, and sometimes yelling is the only honest response left. I just wanted you to know your voice matters more than you probably realize. A listener who finally found the right frequency.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's great. Well, I mean, in the end, we all find the voices that we gravitate to. Right? And sometimes some shticks get played out. Where Alex Jones and Tucker Carlson are concerned, the things that they talk about are things that, I could see it being characterized as a containment strategy. But remember, the things they're talking about are the things that the evening news and the papers never reported on, ever. Right? The editorial direction is, no, you keep this off the front page. Or it would be on page 38 or something like that if there was a retraction for some lie on the front page, right? The thing about people like Alex and Tucker and yourself, right, is those things that they try to keep out of the legacy news cycle. You keep it going and you ramp it up and you amplify it. I'm okay with society being divided. I'm okay with society being bifurcated because the sheep and the goats, right, the wheat and the tares, light and dark, have no business being together. I'm fine with it. The damage is done. So it's time for us to come together. It's time for us to organize a little bit. You don't have to be, we don't need torchlight parades. It's not necessary. We just need to be on the same page wherever we are. So yeah, I named one organization that I think is promising because the people, first of all, they're Zoomers and young millennials. These are guys that, they have vague memories of Canada as it used to be, and they want it back, and they're not going to submit. Right? And the thing is, they know how to use social media, and the only answer that our rulers have is to try to ban social media. Well, good luck with that. That's not happening.
No.
And anyway, all it would do is amplify the Streisand effect. Suppose X, YouTube, everything disappeared tomorrow, or 2 million channels were just suddenly deleted, right? There are alternative platforms and people will find them.
Yep.
Right? Or they'll make their own.
Like we did when we had to go to Odyssey, and then we got kicked. Then Odyssey had issues and went to Rumble. Then we got kicked off of Rumble twice, and then went to,
Yeah, D-Live and so on and so on, yeah. But the audience found you, right? That's the thing. You tell them where you're going, and then you go. And here we are back on YouTube for now. So that's good because it's the prime mover and still the best place to be, really. But yeah, the things that they try to keep out of their news cycle, they're becoming less and less relevant. They're broke.
Yeah,
they had to spend $100 billion deficit this year.
Well, in Canada, they bailed out the mainstream media like 13 times.
Well, they had to because no one's watching it.
Yeah.
They're government mouthpieces, and they run their, race mixing and, and LGBT commercials and stuff like that. And no one wants that stuff. Right? Other than the ones who are immersed in it don't know any different. Well, fine, they're there. But the rest of us, no, we don't want anything to do with it. We want our countries back.
Yeah.
Not interested. So, yeah, I hate the idea of my tax money being wasted on these legacy media outlets, on the other hand. If they have to be propped up with government money, well, that just shows who they really are, doesn't it?
Yeah, it does.
Yeah, there's no more doubt. The masks are off. Everything is coming to Leviathan has emerged from the depths and is now visible. That's not a bad thing. Not a bad thing. It's terrible times, frustrating times, angering times, but it's not working. They haven't persuaded us, and they haven't made us submit. Right? I mean, they fooled a lot of people into wearing a mask and taking the jibby job, but they were well-meaning people that legitimately had no reason to believe that they were being lied to on a mass scale, a worldwide scale. So that showed the coordination that was going on. You better believe a lot of these people are a lot more skeptical now. So with that, we're rolling into another calendar year. There may be a time when you have one of these freaks get in your face, or you might get an email from some obscure government bureaucrat, or somebody in a uniform coming to your door. That's the worst case scenario, and telling you, yeah, you can't say that anymore, or you have to do this from now on, or something like that. And you have to be prepared to say, no, I don't think so. That's what you're preparing for. So yeah, concentrate on being strong, get healthy, get strong, because the physical and the mental, I mean, it creates a feedback loop. Make it a year where you, at least metaphorically, are fit for war.
Yeah.
Because
spiritual, mentally, and physically.
Yes, sir. Yeah. Get your finances in order if you can. Guard them in any way that you can. Prepare for the possibility that you might lose that if it gets bad enough. They're going to send their mobs. They're going to send their hordes out to disrupt people's lives and enact anarcho-tyranny, but they can't really afford it anymore. Right? The real Achilles heel of a financialized system is, they trapped us in that debt-based system, but they've trapped themselves in it too. Like they have to sell that debt. And if there's too much of it, well, this is why interest rates are creeping up, because of all the money they spent in 2020 to 2022 trying to lock down and collapse the world economy and get control. And it failed. There was probably some playbook that was written 50 years ago. Okay, time to roll it out, and it didn't work. Okay, now what do we do? Don't believe for a minute that they have all the answers.
Well, that reminds me of when you were trying to explain to me why my YouTube channel was shadow banned for like over 10, 12. It's still shadow banned today. After all these years, you said this pink-haired guy that doesn't work there anymore pushed a button, and it's been...
That's probably what happened.
It's been on lockdown.
Somebody that's not even there anymore is, because they went in for their transition surgery and didn't come out alive or some stupid thing, whatever. Set up an algorithm for a few channels like yours to get, shadow banned, and then they quit to go work for a, advocacy group somewhere else. Go work for USAID or something. Yeah, like I wouldn't be shocked if it's just some dead hand that's been there the whole time.
Yep.
Because it was.
The funny thing is, I'm blowing up on every other platform. I'm even blowing up on TikTok. I'm blowing up everywhere except YouTube, that they've dedicated a good chunk of my life to, and they keep removing. They're not allowing me, guys. You know what? You want to piss off YouTube, guys? You guys want to piss off the algorithm? Go to my YouTube and subscribe to me on my YouTube. Go to my YouTube and subscribe to piss them off, because I want to get to 100,000, and every time we get close enough, they remove 3,000-4,000 subscribers every time. Supreme.
Yeah.
I was at 95,600. Now I'm not 92 now, or 91.
Yeah. They keep you below a certain threshold.
Yeah.
So that they don't have to send you the plaque.
Yeah. They don't want to send me that plaque.
Well, you've had 10,000 followers forever. You've had 50,000 for at least a year. I don't know. I guess you need 100 to get the plaque, but yeah. No, they've done everything they can, but here you are back on YouTube 6 years later. Right. So some things have changed. In Meta, I have a strong suspicion that somebody in Washington had a a little talk with Mr. Zuckerberg. Because all the meta platforms seem to be wide open now. They're not giving you any money just out of spite, but you know, they're not stopping you anymore. That's fine. We're getting the word out. That's the purpose.
Yep. All right, Supreme. I'm gonna wrap it up, and it's been a nice, long, good chat. And starting next
been
year,
a while.
You made a suggestion for next year for Mike in the Night that we need to start focusing on solutions, and that's what we're going to start doing next year.
Yeah, like when we talk about them passing legislation, okay, or what's happening in the markets, or pardon me, guys, or happening, you know, geopolitics and things like that. Yes, these things are all relevant. They, in many ways, I've learned the hard way, something happening on the other side of the world can affect you, your business, your well-being directly, right? Pardon me. But the idea of preparation is, you know, you try to think of everything precisely so you don't have to be paranoid, right? Like you've done what you can, everything that you could possibly do that you could think of, right? Or that you think personally is a hazard in your situation. And then you've dealt with it. After that, the idea is you just go live your life because you've done what you can do. You know, the rest of it, I mean, I speak from my own personal convictions here, but the rest of it, you leave up to God.
That's right.
Because there's a whole other divine agency involved in this. It's not just all demons running around. You know, the Supreme Being has his agents operating here too. And as horrible as things are, if these people had their way, everything that they want for us would have happened decades ago. You know, they're not that smart. Europe, they say Europe's, you know, going to become a caliphate. It's going to be this and that, the other thing. That population is 10% of the European population. They don't have the strength to overthrow anything without state support.
Right.
And there comes a point in time where the state has to put troops on the street and start shooting their own people.
Yeah.
And that's when you find out how many guns there really are out there.
Oh, yeah.
And I'm willing to bet that there's millions.
Yep.
Right? I mean, the police herding, you know, third worlders into your town and filling up the hotels and looking the other way when they rape and kill and whatever else. That's one thing. Persecuting people who try to resist or sound the alarm is one thing. But for them to put actual tanks on the street and start rounding people up out of their homes, no, hell no. No. The armies, the governments, the police forces, everybody will be looking to their own at that point.
Yeah.
Some will obey because they don't care. And as for the people that are here, well, as soon as the money runs out, they're going home. They don't have any other reason to be here. They're not nation builders. They're not empire builders. They're not strategists. They're from backward cultures that don't think that way. And they said the quiet part out loud, you know, Islam's going to be in every home. Well, they can say stuff like that.
No, it's not.
It's like saying, Mark.
Next
like
year
saying,
we'll see the fall of Islam. Mark my words. Islam's falling. It's falling apart.
It's going to. The young people in Iran, the young people in the Middle East, you know, young people in Southern Africa, especially where they've thrown out the French after 150 years of colonialism. Yeah, you better believe they're more concerned about their nations and their own tribes.
Thank you.
I mean,
thank you, Kevin.
There's cultural Muslims just like there's cultural Christians. It's not real deep.
No. Kevin Young just subscribed to my YouTube channel just to piss him off for me. Thank you, Kevin Young, for subscribing to my YouTube channel to piss them off.
Welcome.
Yeah.
Yeah. So anyway, I put in a plug for the Dominion Society. You know, the kind of Canada you want, the one that we remember. Well, there are people even half my age that do at least faintly remember it and know that if we had something like that, not only would we be better off, but all these other parts of the world would be better off too, because we'd be in a much stronger position to help ourselves and to help them.
Well, tell them who we are too.
Bringing them here isn't helping us.
Yeah.
Right.
Well, tell them who we are too. If you ever see, like, there's a guy I've been ranting with for years on his show called Mike in the Night. Introduce us to some of these people so they know who we are too. That we've been fighting this ground information war for a good 15 years now, right? So
yeah,
it's not like we started last week.
There's definitely pushback, and like I say, the things that they try to keep out of the news cycle, social media keeps them whipped up, right? And they don't have an answer for that other than try to pass legislation, and they've already tried that and it failed.
Right.
So, Europe's trying it. No, everything they do is just guaranteeing their collapse. The bread and circuses, when the bread's made of sawdust and the circuses are all gay, no one's being distracted by this anymore, guys.
No.
And the average intelligent person can keep track of more than one thing at a time.
Right.
Don't worry about the sheeple in other nations. Worry about yourself. Look after yourself for now. Take a year to focus on yourself, your life, make yourself as anti-fragile as possible. Love your
I just got a
families.
quick email. Hold on a second. Quick email. Hey, Mike, I worked for a major news cycle in Canada for 11 years, and my job the last 2 years was to whiten more the people in images to make them look more whiter. Have a good happy new year. God bless.
Yeah, I've seen that too. Somebody, was a murderer, a thief or something like that. The guy looked like he came straight from West Africa, and he said he was a white man. It's like, they're just whatever. They don't even proofread, man. They just, okay, this is what we say, so we say it. Journalists are whores.
Mm-hmm.
They're prostitutes with better clothing. That's all they are. They just read what's put in front of them. They don't think about it. They're like politicians. All they want to do is, go to work, get in, get rich, get off, and get out.
Mm-hmm.
They don't care. They're the shallowest people imaginable. And they're not, if they're not fooling you, then they're not that dangerous. Stop ascribing powers to people that they don't have, and start concentrating on the powers that you do have. That's my take for the year.
All right, Supremo, we'll get you back on soon enough. Next year, solutions.
Yes. Yeah, let's talk about solutions for a while. I'm tired of talking about the Rothschilds.
Okay, brother.
I don't think they're the factor that everybody thinks they are anymore. And if they are, well, it's all pulling strings behind the lines. If we're not easy to move, then they're not pulling our strings, are they?
Yeah, you're right.
That's the goal.
You're right.
Okay, guys. Much love. God bless.
Happy New Year.
Happy New Year. All
God
right,
bless.
and we'll talk to you in January.
Thanks, brother. Bye.
Thanks. Bye.
That is our boy Supreme Cannon. Been on Mike of the Night, I think, since 2019. And it's been a crazy 2025. We're heading into 2026. Guys, don't forget, if you want to, it's very simple to support this transmission. One, you know what? I'll show you how to support this simply. We don't get paid to be here, and we've never gotten paid to be here. So if you want to buy me a coffee, I'll put a link there. You can buy your boy a coffee. Go ahead and buy me a coffee. I would much appreciate it. You can buy a $3 coffee there just to help me out. Follow me and subscribe to me on YouTube. You know why? Because I want to get to because I got to 95,000 a few weeks ago, and they removed 3,300 subscribers in a matter of weeks, and people are emailing me and showing me screenshots that they've been unsubscribed to me purposefully. Like, they're doing it on purpose. So if you guys want to piss YouTube off, go ahead and subscribe to me and get me to 100,000 there just to piss them off. And kiwiradio.nz for replays of Mike of the Night. Some of them are in MP3 format. And Facebook. Again, Facebook and Instagram, I'm promoting these two platforms, even though I've been banned on them multiple times. Facebook is now, you could say, the A word, the B word, the C word, the D word, the E word, the F word. It's open. Facebook is now the Wild West. So if you guys want to go on there, go ahead and get on there on Facebook and Instagram. Add me on Instagram, Real Mike Martins. Okay? If you want to call into the show in the future, let me just, I don't know why my right click doesn't work properly, but here is my Instagram. Follow me here, and just send me a message request, and I will add you, and then you can call into the show just like all the other callers. And yeah, mikeandthenight.org, guys. This takes you to episodes of Mike and the Night, going way back, and let's reminisce here a little bit. Here's Mitch Madden back in the day.
I mean, we had everything you could imagine. We were just anyway. That was a wonderful time, and a lot of water under the bridge since then. But
episode 600 of Mike and the Night, 6 hour Mike and the Night-thon, 592.
Right, or Putin, who basically has a lock on Russia, like the largest nuclear power in the world. You think he's taking orders from Klaus Schwab?
There's Supreme Cannon there on Mike and the Night, episode 592. And 579, November 9th, 2024.
From newborns to cars to metal to wood. Everything is manipulated.
Yeah, they get plastic and they make it look like it's wood, or they get wood and make it look like it's plastic, vice versa. Everything's got some sort of,
stock market, housing market,
everything.
Any market, financial manipulated, medicine's manipulated, health is manipulated.
And that's the Raven there. I'm like, oh man, we got so many episodes for you. MikeandTheNight.org.
I think we're on this basically almost forever, below, inflation to zero, interest rates to
so many years, so much gossip, so much talk here on Mike and the Night. And guys, thank you so much for being here tonight, being part of our, I guess, year-end finale show. We are sitting at, for reference guide for you guys, season 34, episode 1. Season 34, episode 1. And play some Craig Cook before we shove off.
Only know you've been high when you're feeling low. Only hate the road when you're missing home. Only know you love her when you let her go. Staring at the ceiling in your dark, same old empty feeling in your heart. 'Cause love comes slow and it goes so fast. While you see her when you fall asleep, but never to touch and never to keep. 'Cause you love too much and you dive too deep. Oh, you only need the light when it's burning low. Only miss the sun when it starts to snow. Only know you love her when you let her go. Only know you've been high when you're feeling low. Only hate the road when you're missing home. Only know you love her when you let her go.
All right, guys, that's our boy Craig Cook there. Don't forget to follow him on Facebook, Instagram. He's everywhere. Guys, thank you so much for being here tonight on Mike of the Night. Signing off for episode 630. Take care, and if you can't take care, please stay safe. Mike Martin's here. I have spoken.